Well, we are back. We're back at the 9 Club, everybody. Today we got a special guest.
Yep.
Mr. Bill Strobeck is in the house. Thanks for coming, dude. All the way from the East Coast.
Oh yeah.
Must be
escaping the winter.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Jeez.
It wasn't snowing yet, but before I got here, it's like on Sunday is going to be my 10th day here. So
have you checked the temperature out there?
It's cold.
It's probably like 15 degrees. I think it's 15 degrees in New York.
Oh my God.
Or something crazy. But it goes up to 40 like in like 2 days. I don't know how it does that.
It's crazy, right?
Are people skating when it's 15 degrees?
It's tough.
We would have when we were younger.
Oh, for sure. I would have bundled up.
Oh, you would have?
We would have. We would have.
Well, we would have
like
done whatever I could.
Like indoor garage and trying to just do flat kick flips or something, you know.
Dude,
Any of your friends have a basement to skate?
Any of that shit.
Yeah.
Even if you had a board with no trucks on it,
Mm-hmm.
you'd like fucking
Just
sit there and
hoverboard.
just like or like lay on your back and try to do it. You'd do anything
Yeah.
to have the feeling of skating, you know. It's like that's the crazy thing about the East Coast, man. It's like I don't think of that as like an excuse usually, but like it was fun trying to figure out how you were gonna do it. You know what I mean? We didn't get to go to California when we were younger. We didn't. It wasn't like you can go, like you know what I mean. So kids can like make like a little video part on. And put it on YouTube, and all of a sudden they're like flying out to California. Their parents are sending them out here. So
it's 52 degrees here. I'm like putting on a sweater and a jacket and gloves to go down to my vending machine to go get a drink. You know?
This is cool. This is probably cool for you guys because the kids that live out here are like, we're kind of cold. I'm like, dude, this is sick.
Kind of cold. Yeah, I'm freezing. So what are you doing out here? You working on a little project or something? Yeah,
I'm working on another full-length video for Supreme. So
oh wow, number two. What's this one gonna be called? Banana?
No, nothing like
peach?
that.
No.
I'm gonna veer off from that.
You're gonna
maybe it'll have the same. Like maybe it'll like coincide with the other one. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I have some ideas.
Yeah, let the video name itself almost, right? Like see the feeling of it, you know?
Yeah, there was something that I filmed upstate when I was home, and I was like thinking like it kind of was, it was pretty, I don't know, it was a funny idea, so I don't know, maybe I'll run with that. I don't know. It just, at the end I always have like a list of names, and then I'll just like go through them, narrow them down. I'll be like, you know, the end name is such a thing, you know what I mean? It's such, when you're making a video, it's like, it matters so much.
Right. Well, I know we're jumping way ahead.
Okay.
But how did you come up with the name Cherry? What was the meaning behind that?
Cherry was not going to be the name at first. It was the original name was going to be called Sex Tape. And it was going to be like, because we were like working on it, and I was like imagining somebody like Google sex tape. I don't know. It was just going to be called Sex Tape, and I just imagined like somebody Googling sex tape, and then there's like Dylan Reader and like you find stills of skating and sex tape, but then it's like Paris Hilton, like or like you know
Pamela Anderson,
all those things. But then you're like looking, and that was like my idea, but and I was stuck on that, and it was like 4 months had gone by, and a movie came out called Sex Tape.
No way.
And I was like, fuck, and it's like we can't name it that now. It's just like it was like a comedy with like
I think I remember that movie. Yeah. I don't know.
Maybe Cameron Diaz was in it or something, but I don't know. It just like blew it because I was like, we can't like come out with it so close, you know. Forget it.
It would just that's
so
cheesy.
we decided on Cherry because it just made it made more sense than even Sex Tape. It was like, you know, like popping the cherry. It was like Supreme's first skate video, like my first full length.
Right.
Half those kids, and they were still virgins. Like, you know what I mean? It's like after the video came out, and like you know, it's like. They all got laid, and I don't know. It's just you know, it just made tons of sense.
Yeah,
that's funny.
Sick.
Like the Supreme logos, cherry color. You know what I mean? Whatever. Right? It just fit.
Everything tied together.
And I just liked the word. You know.
Yeah.
Just like so.
Wow.
I go for that. Like.
Yeah.
Like a feeling or something, like something I like. I'm just, I know it when it hits, you know.
Do you
so
have
I'm kind of waiting for that.
Oh, so so maybe we'll come up with a name tonight for the new video, you know, and we'll send you an invoice. We'll send Supreme an invoice for it.
Chris will give you a clip for it. The switch.
Oh yeah. Hey, the switch flip manual would look great in black and white, man. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Well, you know what's funny about that? I was always you know, because I watch these things and I always see it in the background. I'm like, Why is your fakie tray flip fakie manual on the courthouse not in a fucking loop over there either?
Chris doesn't like to bring that up on the show at all.
Dude,
We don't
I
talk
thought about
that.
it and then I looked it up the other day. That was fucking insane. How the fuck did you do that?
I don't know. I just felt it that day and it worked.
Listen,
you know?
20 years later, man. You
Hey,
know, 20, you know,
I'm not
whatever.
trying to cork you, but they should have them all around here. I mean,
And he shot it on an iPhone.
Let's go back to growing up.
Okay.
You grew up in New York originally?
I grew
or-
up in upstate New York.
Upstate New York.
Right outside of Syracuse.
Oh, okay. Oh, there it is. Got the sweater on and everything.
I gotta represent the
Nice.
hometown.
Nice.
I grew up outside of Syracuse
Okay.
with my mother and my grandmother.
Oh, wow. Okay.
My mother, my grandmother, and my grandmother's friend. They
Oh,
all
wow.
lived in the house. So I grew up with three women.
Three
yeah.
women.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So I was like the lone wolf in the house.
Okay.
Yeah, I grew up there, and it was just like, small town kind of.
Mm-hmm.
It was outside, like Syracuse is a small city.
Okay.
But it was outside the city. I went to school there, whatever. I ended up quitting school.
Oh, you
and
did?
I started skating.
Yeah.
And then
Quit high school?
I quit high school.
Okay.
Yeah.
What grade did you quit?
I quit in 10th grade the
10th
second
grade.
time.
What do you mean, the second time?
Well, I failed, and then I was in 10th grade again,
Right,
and I quit.
You were out over it.
Yeah, I was just like, whatever. I was already hanging out with the skaters. I mean, I was skateboarding and stuff.
Right,
So
right.
the kids in Syracuse were like such a sick crew of kids to grow up with.
Oh,
They
dope.
like fucking ran it. You know what I mean? They were
Sick.
like a good crew. Like I still think of them as like, when I think of like these kids that I'm filming and stuff, I
Yeah.
still think of like the shit that the kids that I grew up with.
Oh, wow.
It's like that time frame, like 93, 92. Like skaters were, especially East Coast kids, they were like, they were just fucking outcasts. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, like it was survival. It's like
Right.
they didn't have mad friends in school and stuff. Where I grew up, I had like good friends. I had a bunch of different friends, you know what I mean? But I was like the kid that like because it was so weird to wear like size 44 pants to school.
Sure,
that,
yeah.
Like, the kids were like, they were cool to me because they thought I was like crazy. Like, I just didn't look like anyone else. You know
Right,
what I mean?
right.
So I met up with all these kids, and then I started going down to the city of Syracuse because there's a plaza there that you can skate because it's a museum.
Oh, wow.
Everson Museum.
Is it still there?
Yeah, it's still
Oh,
there.
sick.
I actually went up there and filmed some stuff with these guys.
That's
Yeah,
rad.
yeah, it's
Oh,
super
sick.
sick.
Wow.
So you could skate it because it's an art museum, and they were since they considered skateboarding an art, they
right.
let you skate there.
That's
so you
right.
never got
Wow.
kicked out, and it was like a Love Park. Like it was
sick.
it was like a warm up to go into Love Park.
Have I seen footage of that anywhere?
Yeah, maybe. Yalte and those guys went up. You know Yalte and like Johnny Wilson and like the Nike team went on a trip up there to Upstate, and they skated this plaza, and it's like curb manuals, but then there's like a high ledge, and there's like a love size ledge. It's just such a sick spot. You guys will have to look it up. It's like,
Yeah.
So I
Sick.
mean, I went there this last summer, and we were just skating there all
They never
day.
knobbed
They don't fucking care. They're just so cool.
sick.
And there's nothing that goes on in Syracuse really anyway. So
Right.
that's like, to them, I think they're probably like, at least somebody's doing something with
At
this
least
fucking
there's
shithole. you know?
some going on here.
So
yeah.
I've been going up there a lot to visit my mother and stuff
Okay.
because I helped her like move into a new place.
Oh,
like,
dope.
yeah, I can like afford to like pay her rent now. So I'm like,
wow.
I'm like,
Yeah.
That's sick.
yeah.
Nice,
So
dude.
which she needs help. She's like, she gets like SSI and stuff or whatever.
Okay.
'cause
Right.
She's got a disability. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, she's
Wow.
schizophrenic. So
Oh.
Yeah.
but they eventually found the medicine for her. So
Oh.
growing up, she wasn't around that much.
Oh,
So it was
really?
like,
Okay.
that's why we were living with my grandmother.
Oh, gotcha.
But I've been going up a lot lately, and I've been like, dude, it's just sick to just be up here and stuff, trying to bring those kids up to skate up there, like if we go through town and stuff. Like we went up to Syracuse, and then we went to Pittsburgh, so like it was just like road trip kind of shit. But
Wow.
rad.
Wow.
Yeah.
I got to check this plaza out, man. It sounds sick.
it's really cool. You would love it.
I'm surprised nobody.
Like, you would definitely love it.
Yeah,
Sounds
it
tight.
sounds
Yeah,
fucking rad.
yeah.
I'm like tripping, sitting here thinking like, how come this
There's a
is not
photo
more
of like
popular?
Tim O'Connor up there. We went on a trip in like 2002 or something, or like maybe like not even that. Maybe it was like 96 or 7.
Okay.
We went up there, and Tim had a photo backside 180 nose grinding on the tall ledge. O'Mealy shot it.
Trying to think.
I don't know.
I've been to Syracuse once.
Whatever.
Wow.
It's cool up there.
Wow.
It was a good place to grow up. It
Yeah.
was. There was a crew of skaters that were rad, and what happened with that is one of them ended up going to UPenn.
Oh, okay.
So he had moved to Philadelphia in like 94 or 5, and eventually
You moved out there.
yeah.
Wow.
I like went up there to visit him. We all drove up to visit him. We skated like City Hall in Love like so long ago, and then whatever, I met a girl there, so I ended up going back there a bunch, and then eventually moving there. So
Well, when you were in upstate New York, did you ever go down to New York and skate the cities and stuff? Or
not as much.
Oh, really?
No, not really. It was mostly like I was still really young. I was like 15 or 16 or something.
Oh,
I was
okay.
just like went down to Philly, and I liked Philly so much already because I've been watching footage from there, you know, like
right.
the 4-in-1s had like, you know, like Fred Gall had shit, like trick tips and all that shit. And anything I ever seen of Love, I was like, there's, you know, it was magnetizing to me. So I was
Sick.
like, whatever, I have to go there. You know what I mean? I just was like so psyched on all that shit. And today, still, that's like my favorite footage is all that old, like Wolf's old Love and City.
Like
just that time period.
Yeah.
Even on the West Coast, anywhere, any of that shit from that time period really inspires me still
Sick.
today. I always look back on it. But I went to Philly and I liked it so much. I met this girl, and then I was just like, whatever. I went home, I got my GED, and then I fucking got on the Greyhound up there, and I was there. I just moved there. Yeah,
You just moved there.
I just moved there.
Did you move in with the chick?
Yep.
Oh.
And she lived at UPenn, and she lived in like a house.
Oh, sorority house? Maybe?
No, no, I wish.
Okay.
No, but it was like a house. Like she had roommates. She wasn't on like camp. Like she was off campus.
Oh, gotcha.
And they had a house, and I just moved in there, and I was just kind of just crashing in her room for like a year or so.
And then just going and skating Love and
yeah,
just doing
I
your
went
thing.
down there. I met all these people. It was cool. It wasn't like what I expected, really.
What did you expect?
I expected to go down there and like when I went there, I was with a crew. So they were just already like, oh, these kids are kind of cool, you know what I mean? Like they didn't feel like threatened. They didn't feel like threatened, or they didn't think you could tell that they probably were like, we can't take advantage of these people because they're like, you know, they were tough kids too. Like it was like whatever. It was just a good crew, and then we just met like half the people down there like throughout that week, and then whatever, I kept in touch with those kids, and then when I came down, it was like I was like hanging out with those kids every day. You know, it's like it was an easy transition.
Okay,
right. And then like 5 months later, my friends back home were like, dude, like we don't even hear from you anymore. Like, what's up? Like
you're like,
I'm living in Philly. Like
I'm in
whatever.
Philly. I got a chick. I'm living in her house. I'm skating Love.
Yeah, they're like,
this is
dude,
great.
you're just like, you don't even hit us up. Like, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
They're all those kids are the best. Like EVS kids. Were,
Are they still skating and stuff?
Some of them. They're like some of them are skate rats. They still skate. They're even older than me. So you know they skate when they can. They got like regular lives. You know what I mean? But
right.
it's crazy how that shit is. You know, the upbringing's like.
Yeah.
It's so wild.
When you moved to Philly, did you get a job at Bertucci's?
No, I didn't.
What's that?
I didn't get one right away, but I did have one for like a week, and then I quit because I got the job working for Alien Workshop, and I just was like, oh, I'm over it. You know, I quit that. I was going to college too for a minute.
Were you already filming when you moved to Philly?
Before I moved, like probably like a year or two before I moved, all my friends would make videos. Like there was my friend Andrew Goslin, his nickname's Goose. What's up, Goose? He would make videos, and then at the end of the year, like he would film all of us all year, and at the end of the year he would be like, hey, we're going over to like Steve's house, and I'm gonna premiere the video. So we were all, you know, we get fucking hyped because we didn't, you know, that was like that's the best shit, you know what I mean?
For sure.
Just seeing the whole year in like a video, you know.
Yeah. And so you're not filming though.
My grandmother got me a camera for Christmas. Okay. And I did start filming actually.
Oh, you did?
So I was like, I would actually, I got the camera, and I started filming down at Everson, and I started filming my friend Goose because he would film all of us, but when he skated, it was like he needed someone to film. I started learning like that. Okay. And then, so I was part of those videos a little bit.
Dope.
Like, it wasn't something that I was gonna pursue really at that time. I wasn't thinking
homies filming homies, right?
Yeah, it was just something. It was something for fun. And
can you find those videos online?
You can actually. Yeah. I'll send you a link. They're sick.
I'll put them in the description.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking of that. I was just a kid, you know what I mean? Like not thinking. I would never knew what I was gonna do. Like I don't know what I'm gonna do with myself. I didn't think like that. I just thought I'm just hanging out. Yeah. So
Was there any point where you're like, oh, maybe I can go get sponsored? Maybe I could be a pro skater.
That's something I think everyone that picks up a skateboard at some point is like, I fucking hope I get sponsored, but I just couldn't get good enough. Like even going to Philly, because I skated when I went to Philly, right? Or, like I was skating. I wasn't bad, but I was just not. Just wasn't capable of doing it. I don't know what it was. I don't think athletic enough or something. But I don't know. I just couldn't train myself to like do anything bigger or better. You know what I mean? And it's just like I'm sitting here watching dudes that are fucking doing such sick shit, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be in the corner. You know what I mean? Like whatever. But when I went to Philly, I had that camera still. Okay. So I started bringing it down to Love, and I had it down there for like, I don't know, a couple of weeks. And I started filming, and like Stevie, like I was filming like Damian Smith and stuff. And then like Stevie was like, hey, will you film me? Because he saw me filming those guys. And I think he was just like, dude, there's no one here right now. Like, will you film me? And I filmed him. Wow. I filmed him for a little bit. And then that camera got stolen. So, yeah. So I had that camera, and I brought it down to the lower level at Love, like way at the other side where like Wenning did the like nollie nose grind pop out.
Oh yeah.
And there was like these cement benches down there, and I just had it in like just a whatever bag, and I just put it down there, and I was skating, and then I turned around and I saw this fucking huge ass homeless dude just running with it, and I was like, he had the bag. I turned around, I'm like, where'd it go? And I look up, and this guy is going up that like 7 that's right there or whatever, and then booking, and I chased him. And like, whatever, I wasn't gonna catch this dude, but I was like, yo, this dude stole me, and there's everyone's at the park,
right?
And I'm like chasing this dude, and then the dude got away, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, I was super pissed, and I like looked at everyone. I was like, dude, what the like, what the I think they were just like dumbfounded, like whatever. It just
deer in the headlights.
Yeah. But I saw the dude like 5 days later. He was back at Love. The dude, his name was Method Bum.
He's like, what's up, Bill?
He had a prosthetic eye.
Oh shit!
Like, and everyone called him Method Bum because that like bring the pain video came out, and he had so everyone was like, yo, Method Bum. Like,
did you say anything to him?
I just saw him, and then there was cops right there, so I just went up to them, and I was like, dude, this dude stole my fucking video camera the other day, like whatever, and they just arrested him on the spot.
No way!
Like, oh shit! Like,
no way!
Yeah, they arrested him on the spot, brought him in, and eventually I went to court. And he was there.
No, Method Bum.
They took him back into jail.
Wow. No.
And then like the funny thing is I got a VX 1000 and started filming down there a little more. I was like, oh, maybe I can pursue this. Like I was like getting into it at that point. It's like, I don't know, I was having fun with it.
Yeah.
So I didn't have any money at the time, so my girlfriend decided like she was gonna help me. So we drove out to Lancaster, Pennsylvania, to where there's a Sony outlet.
No way!
And she bought me a VX 1000.
Wow.
And I remember it was so much money for me. Like she used her credit card,
like $3,000 then, right?
It was like
$3,000.
I think it was $2,200 because it was like at discount because it was refurbished.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, no, it was sick.
Gift.
But I remember we were in there and we like picked it up and she's like, are you sure you want to do this? And I was like, I don't know. Like I was kind of shook. Like I was like, dude, she's gonna spend all this money,
right?
And she's like, if you promise you'll pursue it, I'll buy it for you.
No way.
She bought it for me, and we were driving back, and I swear to God, that thing was in my apartment. Like, cause I was
scared.
I was already scared, like somebody was gonna steal it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like new camera, no one. G had it. Ryan G is the only other dude there that had it. So it was like.
Vern didn't have one?
Vern had the VX3, the high 8 still. Yeah. He didn't want to get it, but I wanted to get the VX3 too because I liked how it looked.
Yeah.
It's like I don't want this new one, but like G had gotten it, and everyone was starting to film with him, and I was like, I think we should just bite the bullet and get this. So she was like, all right, I'm down. We came back. That thing sat in my apartment. I looked at it like every day for like 2 weeks, and then eventually I started bringing it out and I started filming. And then Wolf had the extreme fisheye lens. And he was filming with it, and I was like, "Fuck, I need that lens." Like, and G right away went out and got it. Like he just had, you know what I mean? He had it like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, I need this lens. I was like,
Did you talk to your girlfriend?
I was like, Tammy, you got to put your card down. I need this lens. I know if I have this lens, I'll be filming.
Yeah.
So she did. And then
how much was a lens?
800.
it was expensive.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're looking at like $3,000.
Yeah.
Wow.
She hooked it up.
How
Shout
long
out
after
to
did you
Tammy.
break up
What?
with her?
So I was there in Philly for 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I was with her the whole 7
time?
years. And
Oh,
then,
wow.
Then,
Okay.
then we ended up splitting up.
Oh.
And then the kids that I grew up with, they had lived in New York.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they had an extra room open. And I was going on all those Habitat trips to like Barcelona at the time. And
sick.
I had like money. Like I was like working and I had money. And then I came back and I was like, I'm fucking moving. Like I'm out of here.
Wow.
So I moved up there.
But in the meantime, you were filming everybody. You started filming everybody at Love.
Yeah, I
right?
started filming
It
at
was-
Love. I started filming at Love and was filming with like, who was I filming it for? It was like Pulowski. Rob Pulowski was like,
sick.
he was like, "What's up? I'm down to film." You know what I mean?
Wow.
Like, so I was like working with him, and we just got along so well that we're
Dope.
like good friends. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Was the first video that you like worked? Was that Photosynthesis?
Photosynthesis was the first video that I got hired to work on.
You got hired?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
right.
This is funny because I'm looking for this footage right now. I have somebody logging every tape from beginning
No
to
way.
end right now.
Really?
It's all hard
Really?
drive right now, and they're on the last drawer right now. They hit me up yesterday, and I'm looking for this footage, and it was in
Are you digitizing the whole tape?
at the whole tape.
Good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, dude.
Chris Muller's doing it because he's doing the Love Park documentary, and I was like, I'll fucking hook you up. And he was like, I'll log your tapes from beginning to end if you are down. And I was like,
That's rad.
take it.
How many
It's like,
tapes?
I'm like, I'm wondering what's on some of those fucking tapes
know.
that I forgot about.
Right,
But
right.
yeah, I was like, dude, have you seen anything like crazy? Like, 'cause, I would be weird. I'd be like setting it up in my house and doing like fucking cartwheels and shit. I don't know. I just, I'm just a weirdo when I'm like doing shit like
He's
that.
probably just hitting play and just.
He
recording,
is,
yeah.
but
Right.
there's something that I was looking for in those tapes. I'm like, if you find it, will you send it to me? Because it's funny, back in the day, I had no money to even buy tapes, so those tapes were kind of expensive.
Yeah, you record
And,
other things.
and I would record on them, and then eventually I couldn't buy another tape, so I would just record over them and remember
Yeah.
where the thing was, and just make sure that thing wasn't recorded on, and like go, and go
Yeah,
past
yeah.
it and then
Yeah.
keep going. But the
You could have
first thing,
firewired it.
I just didn't. I don't even know if I had any of that shit. Like I was just like I was freestyle dude,
Yeah.
at the time. But the first thing that I filmed that I remember getting in a video was for Bam's land speed video, and it was
First
that
CKY video.
yeah. The first few days I had my camera, I was up in Syracuse, and I was filming some of those kids up there with it, like just trying to learn it and stuff. And there was a skate shop up on the university that my friend owned called Sunspot, and I would go afterwards. We'd go up there. I would hang out up there. There was a dude that stopped by, and he was like tweaking, like some weird dude, and he was like, "Hey man, like, I'm gonna bomb this. The hills. There's big hills in Syracuse."
Yeah.
He's like, "I'm gonna bomb this hill. And do you want to film it? Because I think I might have even had my camera out or something." I was like, yeah. And this dude did not look like he skated. He looked like some kid that was like going to school or something. Or he had a jersey on with no shirt on, or maybe I don't know if he had a shirt on or whatever. He had just like a Syracuse jersey. He had some kind of jersey on, I remember, in shorts. And
Was it Jimmy Grecky?
it could have been Jimmy. No, but we went up to the top of this hill, and this dude decides to bomb this, and I was like, in my head, I was like, this is crazy. And
I'm gonna get some
I didn't
shit
know
right now.
exposure. I didn't know anything. I pull the camera out, and I just turn it on, and it's like, let's go. And he bombs this hill, and he's got like this crazy style, like he's like holding it, like I'm gonna do it.
Right.
And he's cruising down the hill, and he fucking speed wobbles, falls on his lips, and he blew out his tooth like really bad. And he came back up the hill, and I'm still filming him because I'm fucking in shock. Like, this is crazy. And so I'm filming him, and he's like, hey, I think I'm going to try it again.
Yeah,
Because I'm halfway down the hill. Because the hill was long, so I like started halfway. I was halfway, and he started from the top and went by me and went down. And he's like, I think I'm going to try it again. It depends on how much blood I lose from here to the top of the hill.
Oh my God.
And I'll never forget that. And I remember, like, yeah, I had that footage. And when I lived in Philly, I made like a log tape of just whatever I had filmed.
Okay.
And I brought it over to G's house and showed him. And then like Bam might have been there, I think. And he was like, dude, can I use this footage? Like, this footage is sick. And I was like,
wow.
fuck yeah, like whatever. I'm like down to give my footage to anyone at that,
Right.
at that point, just starting. So he used the footage in the land speed video and a couple things that I'd filmed of him.
Oh,
and
sick.
Yeah, it was cool.
Did he pay you?
No.
No?
That's what I was trying to get to the moral of the story.
Okay.
I gave him that footage. The video came out, and then I hit him up like,
Bam's in town right now. We can have him cut you a check real quick.
Bam, get over here.
Yeah.
Because it's Todd Swank that owes me some money. Todd Swank owes me probably like $35 right now.
$35.
I still want
That's
it.
a lot of money. Yeah.
No, but at the time I was just like, if I get a check from anything, filming anything, that's the thing that like goes in your brain, and you're like, I can fucking do this. You know what I mean?
Right.
So whatever. I hit up Bam and I was like, what's up? Like, I gave you that footage, you used it. And he was like, I don't know, I'm having like a falling out. Like, I think he was having a falling out with Todd Swank. And he was like, I don't know, but it never, I never got the money for it. But then from then on, I was filming every day in Philly. And then like kids around were like, oh, you like got shit in a video? Like,
Damn.
I think I should film with you. Like, I was filming with like the younger, the like, not like I wasn't filming with like Rick or Matt or like Stevie at the time, but really, I was filming with like Pat Corcoran and Pulowski, and I was just working with them, and I had a bunch of footage by like, I don't know, like within like 3 or 4 months, I had a bunch of shit. Like not all of it was usable, but I was just like collecting shit, and then G was like, hey man, I need, they were doing Transmission 7 and they had the Philly section. He was like, dude, I have some footage, but I need more. I think we need more footage. Do you want to like contribute to this? And I was like, dude, I was like, here, take my tapes and send them to those guys, and then they can dig through it. I would mark everything.
Okay.
You weren't logging your tapes?
I was logging them, but I think that there was probably like 10 tapes or something, you know what I mean? So I sent them in, and they used a bunch of footage of mine, and then when I got the tapes back, it said Bill Hoffman on the tape. Like he had put a, and there was a really good skater in Philly named Bill Hoffman, and I didn't know him, but G didn't know me really, but he thought my name was Bill Hoffman because he knew there was a kid in Philly named Bill. So he was like, it was like, one of the like little tape stickers, and it just said Bill Hoffman. I'm like, dude, my last name's not Hoffman, man. Like, whatever.
Did Transworld credit you Hoffman?
I think they credited me Fat Bill.
All right.
I'm pretty sure that they did, because it was like, G probably didn't know my name, and he's probably like, dude, just say Fat Bill. Like everyone calls this dude that. But
wow.
yeah, I had filmed some stuff in there, and like I filmed the last trick in the section, which was Josh's switch front crook on that A+ straight rail. It was like a straight bar.
Wow.
So yeah, I was like super hyped. Yeah.
What about that? Didn't Stevie straight the switch back when he nose grind back to forward?
Yeah, I didn't film that though. G filmed that.
That was tight too. Yeah.
Like I had like some interview recently, and they sent. I think it was like Bob Shirt had interviewed Dill, or somebody had interviewed something, and they sent it to me, and they used the footage from that, and they used that, and I was like, hey man, I'm sorry, but you got to take that. I didn't film. I wish I filmed it, because that was amazing.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Wow.
But that was around that time, yeah. And then that led to, I think that led to me working with on alien stuff.
Sick.
With Josh. Josh was like, dude, I still at the time might have had the old fisheye when I was filming Transmission 7. But then eventually I got the big fisheye, and I started filming Pulowski a lot.
Wow.
Like Element Tour video, I think.
Dude, that part is sick. Dude.
Yeah, he had the only street part.
Did you know Rob when he wrote for Evolution?
Yeah, I think he was riding for Evolution, and I knew him, but I think like real soon after that. What we did is we went down to Tampa Am, and he fucking was like kind of killing it.
Yeah.
And then after that, I think he was on Element, and then me, him, and this dude Kevin Quackenbush. Do you know him?
I remember Quack, yeah.
Yeah,
I know Quack.
Yeah, Quackenbush. And it's amazing enough, he looks like a Quackenbush. It's like nothing. Like, red hair, freckles, like so cool looking. Yeah, all those dudes.
But was Pulowski? Were you giving him shoes at that point? Were you working for?
Yeah, remember when you had those fucking Converse, those fucking bulletproof ass Converse? Literally, like the next Terminator, he'll be wearing those and like not die.
And Rob was sample size, so he can just.
So he could
size
just, dude,
all
he
day
had
long.
tons of those. He had tons
I
of
would
those
send
boxes.
him boxes of shoes, like
That's tight.
Anyways, me, Rob, and Quack drove across country. We took Rob's what was it? Corsica. Chevy Corsica. Is that what it is?
Okay. It sounds familiar.
We drove this fucking car across country, the three of us, and out to San Francisco. And that's when Rob was filming for that Element Tour video. So he was like linking up with, and he was like cool guy. And like I was I was staying at a house with like Kenny Reed lived there.
Okay.
And Kyle Demers, who I now work with and grew up with, that works for Supreme. And then Sean Conley.
Oh yeah.
And then this dude Beardy, who was like a dude with a big ass beard.
Beardy,
but they all lived in this like real small apartment, and we were out there, and Rob was out there to film that. So we drove across country, kind of do that, and I brought my camera with me, and that's when I was like out there filming. I was filming Kenny and Sean. We were just like leaving the house and going skating. Right. Funny enough, I ended up filming Danny Gonzales kickflip Melon the Gons.
No way, over the fence.
And that was on the and Lance Dawes shot it, and that ended up being on the cover. Yeah. So I was like so hyped that it's like on the cover, like filming this dude. Like I was just like those little things like kept me like wanting to like I want to seek this out more. Like I'm getting hyped, you know. But then it was funny because like Rob went out there with us, but then it was like he was like, I'll like meet up with you guys in a little bit. And like he was out with Dan and like maybe like Reese or something. And it was like we went down there one of those days to Embarcadero because it was still like kind of around like every piece of it almost.
But they were doing construction though, right? There was like the
fences, because he went over the fence when he did the kickflip Melon. But yeah, Rob was down there and he did the nollie flip the day we were there. Like we went down and we ran into him. And he was trying it. It was sick to see though, like you know what I mean, and then see it in the video.
But didn't you just drive cross country with them?
Yeah. But that was like that's like because we.
But he was meeting up with Dan Wolf.
Right? Yeah, he was meeting up with Wolf, and he was like staying with Wolf maybe too, and and I was like, fuck man, like Dan Wolf, that's the dude, you know. And then but yeah, Rob was like that, you know. Yeah. He was like my best friend. He's my best friend, but he would just like pull those like little things sometimes. So he's like, and we called him Hot Rob. We're like fucking Hot Rob. Yeah, it was like fucking hot dude, like fucking trying to pull cool guys. You know?
I have a funny Rob story.
Oh yeah.
Jerry Fowler and I were staying at his house
in Philly. Which one? Do you remember?
It was
on 19th and Pine. Did it have the spiral staircase in it? Yeah, that one. Yeah,
it was pretty nice. I think we went to Tattoo Mom's. We were drinking. Went back to his house, and Rob's like, we popped in a movie, and then Rob's like, I'm gonna take a quick shower, or whatever.
He fell asleep in the fucking shower.
Yeah,
no way.
Because he's done it like fucking 5 or 6 times.
No way,
dude. We watched an entire movie, and Jerry's like, where the hell is Rob at? When you hit the water still running, like, is he still fucking in the shower?
Seriously?
And we bang on the door, like, what?
Wait, but in the shower, was he laying down in the tub? What is he doing?
Rob has this thing where he gets like, I think he gets comfortable. Like if he's been out drinking or something, he gets comfortable. And when it's like hot shower, and then he would sit in the shower and just lay there. And then he would fall asleep. There was one time, I think it was in Miami maybe, where I think they had to break down the door, and he was just laying in it like that. Like
wow.
Yeah.
Good thing he didn't take baths.
Yeah, but it was like his thing though. Yeah. Like we knew if he was like kind of drunk and was going to take a shower, then that was going to happen.
The water bill that month is
seriously for real
crazy, right? Yeah.
You just throw some goldfish in there. No, but that was his thing. Yeah, that's so funny that I just knew where it was going
right away. Yeah.
Jordan and I thought it was so funny. They were like, "What the fuck is this dude?"
That's crazy.
Yeah, those were kind of the early times, and then photosynthesis.
So how did the photosynthesis thing come about? Did they how did they approach you to do that?
Yeah, this is funny. Strucy went to Philly to film those guys, to film Josh for the industry section 4-1, the Alien Workshop one, which was like. When that came out, I think everyone was like, "This is the fucking sickest thing," because it had it had the Jay Mascis song, and it just had that like feel again, and it didn't really have that. It did, but it was like they picked up all the new writers, you know, and then they made that. So Joe was in Philly filming Josh for that, and I was around. I'd see them out or like whatever. He'd be down at Love filming, and I'd be down there or whatever. You know what I mean? But there was the day that he was doing the backside flip over the 2 cans. Yep. Yeah, which was like so heavy. Like that was like the sickest, still to this day, one of the sickest things. He just did it so good. And I was down there, I had my camera, and it was my camera. I didn't have a camera bag. my camera was wrapped in a towel, and it was in an army duffel bag that I got from I. Goldberg in Philadelphia, which was like the spot, you know. But I had this like green army duffel bag, and then like pull out my camera, pull out the towel, like had this shit going. But he was skating that, and I was like, you know, whatever, I'm gonna poach this shit. Like, you know, I'm like sitting in the corner with all my friends, like, you know, up in the front.
Was G filming it, or no, Castrucci was?
Castrucci was filming it, and Joe Kralik was filming it. So there was there was 2 dudes filming it. Those guys had already been filming, you know, whatever. And I was just like, whatever, I'm just pull my camera out and film it.
Did they see you over there with the filming?
I don't think they cared. It wasn't like. It wasn't that big a deal because it wasn't going to go on fucking on the phone or YouTube that night. Like no one was going to see it. Except for you and your friends, you know. So they were filming it. He was trying it, and then I like was filming it too. And then he landed it, and it was like everyone fucking went crazy. And then he like looked at Joe's, and then looked at both Joe's cameras. He was like, "Oh yeah, cool." And then he's like, "Dude, let me see yours." Yeah. And he like came over to mine, and he was like. He looked at it and he was like, yo, I like this dude's the best, dude. And I was like, dude, in my head, I'm like, sick. Like,
were you like from behind?
I was filming from like kind of the front to the left.
Okay.
So I was like, he was like over here. Yeah. Whatever. I had this angle. There was the shutter speed was at like 120. It was daytime. A
little bit of motion blur.
Yeah. It wasn't even motion blur. It was like probably like 200. It was like just not the right exposures, obviously.
But he liked it.
No, he was just like, yo, this dude's is the sickest, whatever. And I was like, sick. So then I gave the tape to Joe, and then we were waiting for that 4-1 to come out, and it came out. We went over to Bainbridge to Serge's house, AJ Mizzou and Serge's house, and we were watching it, and the industry section came on, and we were watching it, and I was just sitting there like, damn, you know, I'm kind of like anxious. And then it was Joe's angle in the thing, and I was like, fuck, whatever. I was just like, Josh, just tell him to get the tape back at some point. I don't even care, whatever. And then Joe couldn't come up to film all the time because he was just in Cincinnati. Like, he had to like help do all this other shit, or whatever. Right. So he hit me up and he was like, hey, would you want to help film? Like, Josh wants to film with you. And I was like, yeah, I'm super down. And then whatever job I had at the time, because I've had like 3 jobs in my entire life for like 3 weeks piece. Okay. Literally just like living with my girlfriend. Like, she's like, dude, you need to get a job. I'm like, what's a fucking job? I've never had a job before. I've hung out my whole life. I still hang out.
I've been shooting skateboard.
Yeah. So Josh was like, hey man, like, would you want to film? We're starting to work on a new project. And that was like a couple months in or 4 months in or something. And I was like, yeah, I'm down to help. And then it was kind of like went from a little, and then that's like when I started hanging out with G a lot, because G was like, G wanted to focus on photos. Yeah. So he would be like, hey, come on, let's go. Yeah. You film and I'm going to take the photos. Cause photos at that time were film, it was like not easy. You had to like fucking work on it. And he showed me everything cause he knew how to use the camera. He's
really talented.
Dude.
Yeah.
G is by far, G is a G.
He's a G.
But he's on his shit, dude. He knows. Yeah,
he knows composition and angles, and he knew how to make photos look really fucking good. And he was just doing it a lot way before I was. So he showed me a lot. He's like, oh, this is what you need to do with set your settings at this or like whatever. And that's literally when it kicked in. Like, I started filming, and then I got really used to filming with that camera, and I knew how to film without looking through it. I knew what it was going to look like. That's cool because now I look at the side view thing when I'm filming. I'll film long. Yeah, I always look. I don't.
Long lens.
Yeah, I always
fisheye,
or even fisheye. Like look at it for a second just to see.
If you're framed up.
Back then, your survival mode was like you need to learn how to do this without fucking. There's no other way.
Now, were they paying you per clip?
They started out paying me for every day that I worked. So I had to like at the end of the month.
What, do you fill out a time card or something?
I had like this like I was like I was pretty good. Like I was like using the computer like
from 2 in the afternoon to 4 in the afternoon. I went out with this dude.
I didn't even do that. It was like this Monday I filmed Josh whoever Josh
amazing
Wenning Papalardo. And then like I didn't film Tuesday, then like when you know what I mean? Yeah. So then I'd send it in. I was like, making like probably like $2,000 a month, which was like, dude, in like 98 or something. Good. That wasn't that bad.
And Philly was cheap to live in too back then.
Yeah, it was, and it was even cheaper because I was living with my girlfriend who I didn't have to pay rent to.
Were you filling out the time cards like legit, or would you bump it up a little bit sometimes?
I was filling them out legit.
Okay.
And there was like a couple times where it was like, dude, this is like not even $800. I would be like, check it in.
$1,000.
Yeah, no, it wasn't legit half the time.
Okay.
But I mean, it was legit enough to where I was out. The thing is,
You're working hard.
The thing is I was out every day.
Yeah.
And you're not gonna get everything. You're not gonna like. You're driving around half the time in Philly or something, and it's like, dude, I fucking spent fucking 4 hours with these dudes. You're paying me, you know what I mean?
Right.
Wait, so they were paying for each clip, or just like
no? They were paying if I went out filming that day.
Okay.
So it started like that, and it started like I think it was like $100 a day, and then like eventually I was like, dude, I want more. I'm like doing a lot of work. Then Habitat came into the deal, and then it was Workshop and Habitat, and I was just like,
there were so many dudes in that area too.
Joe Castrucci's uncle owns a car
dealership.
Yeah, car dealership. And they were like, I was like, dude, I need a car. Like, we can't just fucking skate around every day. So they eventually bought me a minivan.
Oh wow.
Me and Papalardo went out to Cincinnati to get it, and that's when Papalardo filmed that back 50 on the hubba with the rail above it, and he did the front 50, the gap to front 50 that Heath gapped out to nose slide. But I got this big maroon minivan, like, and I like had it, and then I like drove it all the way back from. I drove it back from Cincinnati, and yeah, I literally turned into a fucking soccer mom. I didn't have a life at all of my own. I literally lived, breathed. I had generators. And, it turned into that. It was like whatever. I started doing that, and then I filmed like Photosynthesis came out. Papalardo wanted to keep filming, and then I just worked with him on his trans. I had a bunch of footage of him and then his transworld part. So I think I sent it to Ty. I think Ty made that one. And
okay. Which transworld video was that? That was
Greg Hunt made that one.
Oh, all right, yeah. You're right. Yeah. Greg Hunt made that one. And
what was that called? What was it?
IE.
Oh, IE.
Yeah, Greg made that one. That's right, because I sent him the footage, and he was like, dude, I'm fucking psyched, like, because they didn't have to like go out and do anything really, but he was like,
and it's
like,
Papalardo footage
and
too.
he was like, so because I had like, I think I had like a minute and a half already, and I was like, hey, I got a bunch of footage, would you be down? And then I asked Anthony, he was like, dude, for sure.
Right.
So ended up doing that, and
but did you help out with like the Reason and stuff like that? Or?
I would contribute. Yeah. So there was like Ian Reed does a trick over the can at Love and like runs into Wenning and the cop.
Grabs them.
Yeah. Like just little things. I had sent like probably like 10 things for that. Whatever. Just whatever I had.
So like I figured that you were filming Stevie's part for some reason.
I did film a lot of Stevie's part.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
I filmed a lot of that. I was really fucking hyped on that because it was like. He was down and he would just show up at Love's, like grab someone's board and try something, and he'd end up doing it, and then the fucking cops would come. It just was like such a sick time when I was filming Stevie's thing, and I was super proud of that when it came out. I was like, I just love the way Stevie skates, and he's just such a fucking rad character. You know what I mean? His presence was cool, When he come down to the park, it was like sick. Stevie's here, Josh is here, but yeah, Stevie just... his ability was so cool. Man, he just looked cool.
Yeah,
he was just like like on some like Biggie shit. Yeah. Like, it was before he had the money too.
Right.
Which like the stuff that Dan filmed to him is like my favorite stuff. Like before he had any money.
Right.
Just you could tell that he just came from
like
where
the old
he came
element
from.
stuff.
Like the fucking 401 his like
his Wheel of Fortune.
Yes. Yeah. Just that is what I think of when I think of skating. Yeah. Even still to this day, like I wish that time period was, you can't, it can't be like that anymore. Like that's gone.
Blame iPhone for
unless
that.
Fucking we get bombed and fucking shit goes haywire and everyone doesn't have any money anymore, then we're not going to see that anymore. But
I'll be honest with you though, like it's not like that anymore, but you bring it back to that pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I still have an idea of what I really, really like and how I want to fucking see things. And I just try to stick to it. You know what I mean? It's like, I think the kids that I work with now, and I think that they're a crew, you know what I mean? And they started out just hanging out at a skate shop. Like they hung out at Supreme, and some hung out at the New York one, and some hung out at the LA one. And then when I was filming Cherry, I just, I'd go to the shop and like fucking Aiden would be sitting there and he was like little and he had the big ass red hair and I was like, dude, this kid's cool looking. Yeah. And those kids were like, and Sage too, like they were like, dude, let's just go skate around sometime. And I was like, dude, I'm down, like whatever. And I would, sometimes hit up the pros and like there'd be 2-3 days they wouldn't even write me back.
Right.
So I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna go out with these guys. And I started hanging out with them and I'm like, dude, these kids are sick. They remind me of where I came from. Right. So I was like, I just want to document that. And then the pros started hitting me up and I was like, maybe later we can only skate from this time slot to this time slot. And I'm like, whatever, maybe we can go out tomorrow. And then I turn it around on that, that kind of thing.
You can be like, I'm gonna be here, you can meet us over here.
Well, I was like, also like, damn, for these kids to get to skate with like, someone like Costin, how fucking sick. Not only is it sick, it's gonna make those kids see what it's like to be a pro, and they get to see the sickest pros like Dill, Olsen, Dylan, fucking whatever, they get to see these dudes and how good they are and what it takes for them to work on it.
Hell yeah.
Look where they are now. They are to me, they are those dudes. Right. You know what I mean? Like they're the fucking they're the dudes right now. So
how long were you filming for Photosynthesis for?
Videos back then didn't take that long. I feel like there was like this weird thing where they took like, that was like 98 and it came out in 2000 and it didn't feel like, and I don't think I started filming in the middle of like 98 or something.
Dude, that video changed the game, dude. The
way that I think is like, I'm fortunate enough to have worked for Workshop first of all, which they did everything fucking right. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I was under that wing, so I was already hanging out with big personalities like Freddie, Abe, Dill, Deerdick, Josh. Like, you know what I mean? I was already hanging out with like the dudes, and like I got the list of everyone's number when I first started working for them, and I just looked down and I just saw Wenning and Pappalardo, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna call Pappalardo first. So I called him up and he was like, hello, and I was like, hey, what's up, man? This is Bill. Like I'm starting to work for Workshop. I'm gonna be filming you, and what's up, would you like to link up? And he's like, oh yeah, for sure. Like I'm like, when? He's like, meet me at the seaport at like 7:30 a.m. On Friday, because they had school. So I was like, whatever, Saturday maybe.
Yeah. Okay.
So I was like, all right. I took the Greyhound up there, and I showed up. What do you know? Him and Wenning ended up being there. In fact, Pappalardo was there first, and when I got up there, I was filming him do a line. I got right into it because we didn't know each other enough to talk. So he's like, he was already fucking around, and I was like, I'm just gonna pull my camera out and start filming some shit, just whatever. Yeah. The first thing I ever filmed him on was a nollie crooked grind on the first one, which he did nollie crooked grind, so that was like his thing. Right. Nollie crooked grind, then nose wheelie, nollie flip out, and it was like on the second one, and it was like, damn sick, we got a line. And then who comes fucking pushing right over? Wenning. Big ass yellow fucking, probably like a big ass yellow or white Workshop shirt. And I was like, dude, these kids are cool. They were just easy to ease my way into it. And Josh I knew, and I was filming him already, but I was kind of intimidated by him still, like just because he was like really big then, because his Sixth Sense part had come out, and I knew everything of his before that. You know what I mean? He's the fucking sickest skater.
Time code part and all that.
Yeah, just all that shit came out. So like I had already been like as a skater just watching his shit, and then like filming him here and there, and then but those guys were my easing my way into it. And
did you know them before? Or
funny thing is they came up to Philly with Joe. Joe had come down to Philly. And then those guys came to Philly and were skating with him. They were only, they could only come up on the weekends. Yeah. So they came up for like a Saturday, and I think they might even left that night, but they were up there. And I was filming with this kid, Tony Montgomery.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And
Tony's sick.
Omar Alvario.
I never seen the videos.
There were two kids from Atlantic City. Yeah. And they were coming up a lot, and they were both really good. Yeah. And I was like filming with them, and then like Wenning and Anthony showed up, and they were with Joe, and I was just like in my head, I was like filming these kids already because they would come up from Atlantic City, probably on the weekends too, and they were fucking mad good. And I was like filming them, and I was like, why couldn't these dudes be on the world? I want these dudes on. Right. So I was like trying to show that these dudes were good, like whatever. But those, Wenning and Anthony just stuck together like glue. They were just like inseparable. Right. And like whatever, I started going out with them, and then they were just getting good and good. And they, like I said, they were starting to, they would go to Love and they'd see Josh there, and they would just like they would just take it all in, man. Yeah. You know what I mean? So they were just getting good, and eventually they just started fucking nailing it. You know what I mean? And then that trade show loop came out of them. Mm-hmm. There was a trade show loop of them. And that was like almost all my footage. Like I had been filming with them, and they like put out that trade show loop, and it was that fucking trade show loop. Like they had everyone talking because when that came out, it was like, who are these two kids from New York? Yeah. You know what I mean? And no one got like, it just felt like back then the exposure still wasn't like super big on the East. It was kind of a little bit like RB had his thing going on, but like, to see two new kids like at a trade show, I think and they were fucking just doing cool shit. Yeah. I think that everyone was like, I remember Joe just being like, dude, the trade show loop's going off. Like everyone's fucking talking about it. I'm like, sick. You know, like that to me, that just was like, all right, I want to do more.
Right.
It's funny because like we just went to Agenda, and I didn't look at any videos being played on anyone's screens they had.
It's just not that vibe anymore.
Yeah, back then it was.
But like back then it was like, yo, you got to go to that.
No, there
booth,
would be
check it out.
crowds around these trade shows.
I remember watching Underachievers at the trade show.
And it's funny because there was like a lot of like those like Shred for Life. There was, I think that footage was in there maybe. Like,
dude, the Shred for Life was so much fun.
I remember going to those Shred for Lives and just like being like a kid, just skating around and just being like in awe of like Quim and like, dude, you know, it was just like
Quim was fucking shit up back then.
Quim is and was fucking totally unreal. Like he was just had something about, he was just a young kid that was cool looking, and he just had his own thing, and he had some fucking special skills, man.
Yeah. Me and my friend went down to Philly to skate, whatever, and we linked up with him and Mike, and we just skated around, and like him and his brother skated just like a bump,
like curb cut or something.
No, just like the bump over bar type shit. And my friend and I were just like, this kid is fucking beautiful on a skateboard. Like switch all in over thing and just
I know, boning it out and shit. He was sick as fuck. And like I saw him in Philly and it was like cold out, and he had the beanie with like the ears, and I was like, he had like a fucking like flannel around his waist, and I was like, this is the sickest fucking, like I was like,
Street
dude, that kid is so fucking sick. But he was, him and Mike were good friends with G, and G lived with this dude that was a DJ, this dude named Andy, and they were really good friends with him because he was from Jersey too. So they would go up and hang out with G and fucking kick it over there. And it was just, everyone was kind of in the same zone, so it's really weird now to go through my old tapes though. Like I'll get like, I just don't want to see this again. You know what I mean? Like it's weird. It's like there's a time period, I think it's like mid 2000s, where like the shoes are really beefy and like early digital like stuff. Maybe the one without I'm just like, I just hate how the early like VX footage looks. I don't know, there's some like, what were those videos?
Transworld Uno?
Not Uno, but
Dreams of Children?
No, like it's not a Transworld video, but what were those videos that came out that weren't 4-in-1s? It was like
Progression, Logic, and like
Logic,
digitals.
Or like even
there's a bunch of them,
even 4-in-1s turned into like when like D-Gar and stuff were like they were like running that shit. Like D-Gar was in that zone, and like just the way that those videos look, I like look at those things and I cringe. I just there's no like, I don't know.
It's basically
no offense to like D-Gar or anything, because he's the best fucking skateboarder.
That was the Instagram.
That was just like
time.
that style of like what things look like at that time. I'm glad it like looks a little more classic again, and that people like kind of figured out like smaller shoes, like whatever. Yeah. It's funny to think about because I don't know if that time period will ever come back. I mean, DC's trying to like put out some of those little puffy ones.
A bunch of I've seen a bunch of shit.
You didn't like those though?
I wasn't like, I mean, at the time I wore them, but to look back on I'm like, dude, I'll even see foot like I'll like have put down the camera or something and see me in it, and I'll be like, dude, what the fuck was I wearing? And then eventually I started wearing even way crazier gear. And when I moved to New York, it like got retarded.
What was up with your denim phase?
I just love the way like I wore a denim jacket and denim pants like little flare at the bottom. You know what I mean? I was like young enough and skinny enough to run that shit, and I just love how that looked. I was just really into, I don't know, I liked color coordinating things too somewhat, like, but I liked denim. So And speaking of denim, which I want to bring up to you, Sean Joswick says, "What's up?"
What's up, Sean?
And yeah, shout out to the denim doctor.
The denim doctor?
Yeah. Yeah, if you got a hole in your pants, this dude can fit. Like, if your favorite, you know, people have their favorite pants.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
I never
for sure.
want to lose these.
Right. What do you mean? He can make him look like
he can take
there's
a
no
hole
hole
that big and fit in, like, not a patch, but he does some shit to it, and like, or if your crotch blows out,
oh yeah,
like he can like work on them, and then all of a sudden you get him back, and it doesn't even look like there's ever been a fucking
seriously.
Yeah,
that's magic.
I have to give you his number. I know you got some fucking.
Well,
you got some pair of some old chocolate jeans you want to get fixed.
Probably. So you're in Philly, and then you decide to move to New York.
Yeah.
You what spawned that move? Why were you moving out there?
Well, I split up with my girlfriend.
Right.
Me and her were just like rocky. It's 7 years, you know. 7 years you just start to be like, I don't know. We turned into brother and sister basically. It's just like, like you're upstairs, I'm downstairs. Like, you know what I mean? Like that shit. Like, like so
you're going out with your friends all day.
Yeah. Well, the thing is I was filming so much, I wasn't doing anything else. I wasn't like, I'd hang out with her here and there, and it just whatever. The relationship got rocky, and it was just like I was traveling. You know what I mean? I was fucking out of town a lot, and like whatever. It just
was your girl ever like, take me to Barcelona with you?
No, she wasn't, because she was working as a nurse, so she had to be there. Like she had like a full-time job. She was making a lot of money.
Okay.
So I mean, like, yeah, she had to be at work, and I was like in Barcelona, like watching these dudes get wasted and like fucking break down doors in hotel rooms and whatever they're doing.
Yeah.
Just that crazy crew of kids, you know, and I just like started partying a lot, you know. I started like going out, like it was funny because I'd be in Barcelona and the skaters would be home sleeping, but I would be out at the bar like by myself, like leather jacket, like just doing like I just like out with my kid, and like it'd be like fucking 3 or 4 in the morning. I'd be like showing back up with a chick, like at the fucking place that everyone's sleeping, trying to like wake up in the morning super hungover, and like be like, hey, you gotta leave. Like, I gotta go like skate. You know what I mean?
Like, do my job.
Just like random shit like that, where I like started kind of partying out when I was on those trips in Barcelona, and it was super fun.
Yeah.
And it felt like I had my life back a little bit, you know what I mean? I kind of got into this thing where I was like, I just want to fucking do what I want to do. Like, I'm fucking skating every day, and I like gave this girl like a ton of my life where I didn't do shit like that. So like once that was gone, I was like, fucking feed the need. Let's do this. I fucking missed out on so much life. Right. What the fuck? I was missing out
7 years.
You know? Whatever. You go through a breakup, a little bit of a breakup, and then you're like out, and you're like, wow, this is like so much more fun than what I was doing, you know? And it's, you know, I'm like 22 or something, 23, like whatever. So when I came back from there, I just like hit up my friends in New York, and they were like, hey, we got an extra room. You want to move in?
Wow.
It's yours.
Packed up your shit.
Fucking broke out, you know?
Oh.
Bring your denim.
Yeah. Went there, bought a ton of fucking denim. Had Sean make a denim bedspread for me. Like, I was just all I'm just like, whatever. I go to New York, and like Dill's up there. He's fucking, you know, having mad fun. And I also, when I move up there, I'm like not filming as much because I had just moved there. And it's like, Janowski might have been there. Tim OC, Wenning, those guys were up there, and I would like film with them. And Pappalardo, another reason why is Pulowski and Pappalardo moved there, and they got an apartment on 10th Street on First Ave. So they lived up there. Oh, this is another reason why is because Love got shut down.
Oh, right.
And they were like, it's the end, like it's the end. And
that's
like,
when they put all those planners in.
It was right before that they had put the fences around it, and they were like, yeah, you're not skating. Like, you could just tell it was done. Everyone was like, it's done. Fucking no one was skating. And I was like, dude, this sucks here. I went on the trip. I came back. I hit up my friends, moved there. Whoa. And then
is this while you were filming Mosaic?
It was exactly the time. It was like probably like mid Mosaic or something. We were filming Mosaic, and Wenning and Pappalardo had moved there, and I was like, dude, those guys are up there, and they were like my roll dogs, you know what I mean?
Right.
They were like the dudes I hit up every day, and then they were gone. They were like, we're moving to New York, and I'm like, what? I'm like, fucking here, dude. All right, cool. See you later. Like, you know, whatever. And like, I just filmed with whoever was in Philly. It was like Josh and Kerry Getz and whoever was there. And those dudes would come up every now and then, but they were just like, they were kind of,
you guys
Rob and Pulowski were psyched on like being in New York. They're like, we're back in like where we'd like to be kind of thing.
Sick.
Yeah. And I went up there. I started filming Papalardo for Mosaic and Rob, and I was just up there. And then meanwhile I was partying, and through going out at night, I met all these people that didn't skate but were creative.
Okay.
And they all rolled together. It was like a clan of misfits. And like they didn't know anything about skating, but they were fucking they knew like dudes like Dill and me were just like, we were kooky kids that like came from like, interesting upbringings, and we were just rolling with these kids that were like, some of them became huge artists that make like fucking 300,000 a painting and shit. Like where you're like, and you're like rolling, you're rolling with dudes like that, and you're just learning stuff from them. I mean, everyone's partying though.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know. It was fun to let go and just fucking let whatever young and wild and free.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So in those like 3 or 4 years, there was so much crazy shit going on. Like I ended up doing like 3 Day in a Life with Gons called Dizzy. Like I filmed him and Dill.
Okay.
Dill was like, hey, do you want to like, I hadn't met Mark yet, and he was like, hey, do you want to like chase me and Mark around for like a few days and just film something and try to make something out of it? And I ended up doing that and making a DVD out of it, and I made like 1,000 copies. I like used my credit card at the time, which I never paid off after that. I fucking made this thing and like somehow got it distributed a little bit, like whatever, like people, I had an email for it, and like people were like, I'll buy one off you, and like set up a PayPal and would send them, and like some people would buy like 60 of them or whatever, it was just like, shit, really? Yeah, it was like people like Japan would buy like it was like this thing, like a weird little thing.
So you made some cash off of it.
I made a little cash, and I just used that to like survive. Like, I didn't have it. I eventually partied all my money away, or like just used it, and New York's expensive.
So expensive.
And you didn't, if I had like $8,000 in the bank, that shit just fucking fizzled out, especially because I was going out every night and spending it. But through that, I got to the point where I could get like free drinks everywhere because everyone eventually knew me.
How was it doing the whole with Mark Gonzales?
Mark's just Mark, and he's like, like a fun dude, but he was like really wild right then for some reason. I don't know what it was, but he was really fun to go out with. He made it super fun, and he did fucking psycho shit. He was a lot more agile than he is at this point. He's still really dude, he's turning 50 this year. He's fucking still skates so good. I got a line with him the other day. Yeah, so I'm like, and it was sick as hell. Like, wow. He's got like fucking retard strength, dude. Like, he can he takes like falls that like you would think he would shatter, but he just gets up and like grabs his board and like walks it back. You know what I mean? Like starts over again. Like, dude, you just shattered the ground. Right. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy, but sick. It was really fun, and he did something so psycho when we were out those days. He jumped over Dill and a friend of ours like moving on a bike and landed on his board off 5 stairs. So he like ran. Dill was standing there. Okay. He ran from the top, jumped over Dill, and a dude on a bike was going like
sideways.
He was going by him.
Wow.
And jumped over him and landed on the
down
board
the stairs.
Yeah,
oh
it's
my!
the fucking sickest footage. God. It's just like,
how many tries did that take?
It took him probably like 10 tries. 10 tries. But it was like, he landed on a couple and like flew forward, and it was like, dude. But it was like, it was timed so perfectly. He literally went over both of them, and it was like, it was really fun. And I made that, and I would like, I got to like really get to like kind of know Mark then, and he would hit me up a lot after that. We ended up doing another one for that magazine, The Journal. Do you remember it's JRNL? It was like a art/skate like magazine, but we ended up doing another DVD called Macbeth. Okay. They saw the one that we did, and then like, and this was like probably like 3 or 4 years later, and they were like, dude, would you guys want to make another one for this issue? Because Mark guest edited the whole issue.
Oh, dope.
So I was like, yeah, let's do another one. And we like made another one. It was really fun.
Wow.
Yeah. So
did that spark you back up to get back on and film and stuff?
It did. I was like on survival mode at that time. Okay. And it's another thing is like, I got to thank Dill. Dill really fucking helped me out at that time. Cause I was like, I don't even know if I was paying rent at first. I was like couch surfing, and then Dill was like, I'm like, dude, I don't have no money to pay rent. And Dill was like, dude, let me hit up Finkel. Finkel was his money manager, the dude that take care of his money. Finkel. His name was Marty Finkel. And he'd be like, all right, you got to go up to 42nd and like 5th Ave. I don't know the ones.
Okay.
I don't know the streets that they were exactly, but he's like, dude, go up to 42nd and 5th Ave. Go up to Finkel's office and they got a check waiting for you. And I'd like go back, and he would like, Dill helped me out a lot. He would pay my rent.
Wow.
He would pay my rent at times like fucking $600. He'd be like, dude, I got you, like whatever. Or like I would go to his crib and he'd be like, here's $100, and I'd be like, sick. And I would go out that night and like party it all the way.
Waste it out, yeah.
Yeah, I would like go out and
Come
like
back the
spend
next
it,
day,
and then like the next day I'm like, dude, I like dying. He's like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Like I'm like,
Yeah.
having fun. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't even know what I'm doing. You don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. But yeah, Dill was there for me.
That's amazing.
Which
That's rad.
really, helped me out. And then when we did Minefield, he was like, dude, he's like, you're the only one that I can fucking film with. I'm like, dude, or like he was like, I lived in New York, and he was like, dude, I need you to help me film. Like, let's do it. And I'm like, do it. I'm fucking down.
Sick.
So I worked with him, and that's when we met Jake at Tompkins, and we're like, this kid's really fucking sick. And then I started pulling Jake into the mix, and he was like, he had talked to Jake like, what's up, dude? You're pretty rad. We'll give you workshop boards.
Oh, sick.
And it started like that. And then I have this thing with filming where it's like, I like to like showcase somebody new, and I feel like it started with like Wenning and Papalardo kind of like where I was like filming with them, and I'm like, dude, no one knows these dudes, so I want to like help them so much to like when it comes out, they're gonna be the shit, you know what I mean? Right. And that like kept going when it's like I kind of like wasn't filming that much here and there, like Renaud and all those dudes like came around. And when I seen Jake skating, I was like, this fucking dude seems sick, and I want to fucking work with him. And the first day that I went out filming with Jake, he did the Wally tail slide down at the Brooklyn Banks.
Wow. Yeah.
That was the first thing I ever filmed of him, and I was like, dude, this kid is just thinking cool, like, what I mean? And then I filmed him a little bit, and then he was starting to get on workshop. They started taking him on trips, so I didn't see him that much because they would go on trips with Greg, and I would just be in New York, like doing my thing.
Yeah.
Jake isn't fucking skating on these trips. He's so fucking weird. He'll just like leave the session and go like walk away, and like we don't know where he is. Like, what's up with this dude? And like, and everyone's like, dude, what's up with this dude?
Right.
And I'm like, I don't know. That's weird because like he fucking rips when he's in skating with me. So we ended up doing a trip to Mexico City, and he was there, and he wasn't skating that much, and everyone else was skating. And then we showed up at that spot with like the two yellow ledges there was like off like a 4 stair or something, these real high ledge off like a maybe 6 stair. He tail slid.
Yeah, tail slid. Yeah.
We were at that spot, and Abe was trying to board slide it, and fucking like it's a gnarly ledge, like it's high. And he was flying off it, and like it was just gnarly to see Abe board sliding it. And then I'm looking at Jake, and he's like up where you would start. He's just rolling around back there and like dilly-dallying, and I just like walked over and like, what's up, Jake? And he was just like, dude, I think I can tail slide this. And I was like
go for it.
I was like, let's do this. And he was like, all right. And like, dude, he had like Omar and like I forget Omar, Dylan, like all these dudes were there watching him, so he was like under pressure. Dude, he did it like 3rd try, and like he landed it and jumped over that bench. Yeah. And as soon as he did that, it was like it was on. Like he had the confidence. Like he had the confidence that he knew that he could do shit in front of people.
Right.
And it was over.
Do you think he was just nervous around those dudes at first?
I think so, and I think he was just new to like traveling for skating, and I think that he just wasn't ready. Yeah. And I think that everyone was like, holy shit, like, dude, everyone was psyched. We got in the van, it was like, Jake, like, I think that was like
gave him that boost.
That was it. Right? That was the one. And then after that, he just went on that rampage for that video, and like fortunately enough, I was there to film a lot of it. And I was like, that's so rad. The last like month or so, I let him stay at my apartment. Okay. And he just crashed there, and we filmed. And maybe it was 2 weeks. The last 2 weeks, he went crazy. It was his he did the he did the backside wall ride down the double set. Abe was standing right
That
there.
was psycho.
He did that. Fucking blew our minds. He was like, I think I can do it. And I was like, all right. And then he like he went down and got to the second set of stairs, and I was like, we're like looking around, like 6 tries later, he's rolling away from it. The next day after that, he did the switch backside wall ride over the pole on the wall. He did his last trick. He did that, and it was his birthday, I believe, that day.
Wow.
And, he did that, and then he did the line, and these were all in like a matter of like a week and a half. He did the line underneath the FDR, the bench line. He did the front board faking the switchback 50. And he did a sketchy switchback Smith on one. He wanted to do that, and then I was like, dude, it'd be sick if you just switchback 50. And he was like, all right, he did that. He did the nose grind on that ledge in Chinatown off. It was like a ledge off stair. What else did he do? He did just so much fucking crazy shit. Like it was super sick to see. And but when we were filming Cherry, these kids were hanging out at the shop, and I was like, dude, these kids are, it wasn't like I saw them and they were like, dude, these dudes are skating rad. I just looked at them and I was like, dude, this kid is just cool looking. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And it's sick that he's hanging out at the store. And, maybe these guys can come out on a session. You know what I mean?
Right.
And they like wanted to. They were just like, dude, let's go out sometime. And I was like, all right. And I went to the school. I went to Gardner with all these guys, and it was like, who was there? It was like Javier Nunez, like Dylan, or Alex. There was a crew of kids there, but those kids were there, and like Knockhell was skating over the table, and I was like, dude, this kid's actually good. Like, he was already like set, like, you know what I mean? He like could do shit over the table, and he had like, he was powerful and stuff, and even Sage too. The first day, like I filmed him. Or like the first day at a schoolyard, I filmed him. He impossible the table, and we were all like, "Holy fucking shit!" That's gnarly. And it was like, dude, like Dylan had like impossible that bench under the bridge, and like whatever. But
dude,
Dylan impossible the table too, I think. But Sage did it, and I was like, I'm not gonna not use this because Dylan. You know what I mean? It was like whatever. He's in the same video. You know what I mean? And I was just like, it was just crazy to see him do that, you know what I mean? And like he had like real loose trucks. Sage and Sean rode like super loose wobbly trucks, and Dill would be like, dude, fucking tighten your truck. And I'd be like, in my head, I'd be like, dude, thanks for telling them, because I feel the same way. But they were just on their own thing, you know, which was sick about them. They were like, they were doing all that shit, painting their nails and shit. And that's like Dylan too, man. Like he was doing all that shit, and they saw him, and they were just like, I want to do what he's doing. He's the best, So
at this point in time too, like you had never edited a video, right? I mean, you're always giving your footage away. Yeah. Right? Is that?
Well, with Workshop, I was always giving my footage away.
Right.
And I was like, I was psyched because they would do something good with it.
Yeah.
And then I helped Papalardo film Fully Flared.
Okay.
And he was filming so much, but Papalardo wanted to do what he wanted to do. I think he was to the point where he was just like, I'm doing what I want to do. I don't care what anyone says. And he kind of started doing like, simpler shit. I mean, we all noticed it. We all love Papalardo.
Yeah, of course.
He's a fucking man, you know? But he started doing what he wanted to do, and he just wanted to do things that he thought looked good, and not try to really impress people as much, with like technical shit. Because Papalardo could do all that shit.
Yeah, he just wanted to skate.
They put me on a retainer, like Kelly put me on a retainer because he was working for them, and I was like, yeah, I want to help. And then we were going out somewhat. We were getting stuff, you know what I mean? But it's shit that Anthony wanted to do, and I was like, dude, that was sick as fuck.
Right.
Whatever. The video was getting edited, and then I gave them all this footage, and then when it came out, it was kind of like the shit that like I think Ty thought was the best of that footage, and a mix of what Ty had filmed too. You know what I mean? Like, so on shit on trips and stuff like that.
So he left a bunch of stuff out.
So he left a bunch of stuff out. And I like, I was just like survival mode back then. Like I lived in that apartment, and that's when Dill was like helping me pay my rent. I was just like broke, and I was kind of like, not bitter, but I was just like, I'll do what I want. It was at that time where we just thought we were hanging out, and we were just like, we were just like Philly. We were just like dudes in Philly that were like talking shit like everyone else there. So we were just kind of like, yeah, like, I go, fuck that. Like, I'm taking that footage and making a video out of it. And we went on a trip to Malaga, Spain, with like the Lakai dudes. And I had some footage from there that they didn't use either that I thought was good, of like Danny Brady.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, they didn't use a lot of the footage, and I was just like, dude, I have all this footage laying around. So
did any of it end up in the bonus?
I think they might have used like one or two. I don't know if they did actually. There was a lot of shit that Ty was just like, dude, it's like the fully flared video was kind of like
they're raising the bar.
Yeah, it was like it has to be number one. And I remember there was this time where we were out at night and like I was like, what's up with like that back tail through the like that crooked bench he back tailed through? And I think it was in the video. I'm not sure if it was in the video. I'm not sure if it was in fully flared, but it might have been. But I remember Ty specifically being like, dude, like he could probably kickflip into that. And I remember Anthony just being like kind of like bummed because Anthony he's a skater, and as skaters we should be able to do what they should be able to do what they want. You know what I mean? And if you like it, you like it. And if you don't, you don't. And that's the art of it, really. You know what I mean? Alex was around a lot, and I was filming him, and I used his footage in there too. And Scott SJ came to town one time and skated with us for a little bit because he was working on fully flared too. So I had leftover the footage they didn't use, so I just made a video out of it, and I made it the way that I wanted to see it. Right. And I put it online, and this is like earlier YouTube, like not like the first day, but like this was like like the first year maybe. Right. I don't know when it was, but it was like pixelated, a little more pixelated. YouTube.
Right. And you created your own page and everything. You had your
I made that video, and it literally changed everything for me.
Oh, it did?
Because I made that, and people were like, dude, I really like that.
What video was that?
Because it was kind of, it wasn't meant to be like the opposite of what Lil Kai video was, but it was just how I wanted to see skating. And it wasn't like how like, the workshop wanted to see it. It was very much like, I want to fucking see skating raw, and I'm just gonna, I made it black and white because I felt like it was fitting for that. So I just started with that, and it just felt right. And I fucking edited to a Charles Manson song that I really liked, and I was just like, I'm into weird shit. So this song felt good, and Anthony looked so sick in it. He had like fucking his shaved cranium, and he just looked sick. He just looked right for this thing. And Alex's footage was sick, and Alex shaved his head too, and it was just like some Manson family shit. And so whatever, I put it out, and like people started talking about it, and I was just like, damn, that's cool that I like did something that I wanted to do and did it, and it made me feel real confident. And I was just like, all right, so I'm gonna make another one.
Sick.
So I had all this old footage, some used and some not, of Stevie and Josh. And
that one's good.
I made this one called Pigeon, and it was just old love footage of Stevie and Josh, and I edited it to a Black Moon song, and I was just like, here we go, I want to try this now, like you know what I mean? And Josh had come to New York one day, and I brought him to my house, and I was like, hey, I've been working on this video, and like you're it's you and Stevie. Wow. And I have a feeling that this is how you've always wanted to see your footage, and this is how I wanted to picture it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Not like dissing anyone, like at all. Not dissing like Workshop and shit. They're gonna do it their way. But I just was like, I bet in my head, I was like, I know that Josh wants to see this like some street. This is us at love shit. So I made this video.
Isn't that the one with where Kalis has two back nose blunts at the same?
Yeah. Weirdly enough, the original one, it wasn't like that. I think the first one. There was one that I posted online, and then like 7 months later, I don't know why, I just like took it down. But then I was like a year or two later, I was like, damn, I'm gonna put that back. I was like on some weird shit. I was just like, whatever, you guys seen it already. Like you've seen it, I'm taking it down. Yeah. So whatever, I put it back up. But for some reason, I like think I had to like edit something into it again, and somehow I ended up two backside nose once. But the funny thing is, he did do two backside nose once. He did one forward and one fakie.
Oh, sick.
But I don't know. I caught that again when because they did. DGK did a board with those guys standing in front of the love sign, and they were like, dude, we really want that edit for to put up when this, you know what I mean? And I was like, all right, I'll send it to you. And then then somebody was like, dude, why was the nose blunt there? The backside was it backside?
It was backside.
Yeah, why was the backside nose blunt in there twice? And I was like, I didn't even fucking notice. Oh, whatever.
That's funny.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah, Josh had come over to my house and I showed him. I could tell he was kind of psyched. He's like, put that out or whatever. And I was just like, whatever. I put that out, and then it was just like another one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I was just like, dude, this is fucking sick.
It's great.
Then I didn't even have an apartment. I was couch surfing, and I had all my shit, put half my shit in storage, and I was staying back at my old apartment with the kids that I grew up with, and they were like, dude, you can stay on the couch, like whatever. And I was just like, dude, yeah, because I was just like not making money, but I was like kind of doing these things that I felt like I wanted to start doing it again, or like I want to get into something that I could promote my own shit, you know what I mean? And whatever, I was out there and I like made another one, and then somehow I don't know what it was. I think Reese came to town, Reese Forbes, and he was doing the Quicksilver program. Okay, like they had the skate. It was like David Clark, Alex. So it was like dudes that I like.
They had a sick team back then.
Yeah, dude, the team is so sick.
Right.
Yeah.
And Quicksilver has a ton of money to throw at me. And I was just like, he was like, dude, do you want to make a full length video? And I was like, it's like, yeah, like what's I was like, I even might have asked him actually, like, what's up? Would you guys want to do a full length video? He's like, well, maybe come on a couple trips with us. I'll set it up. And I went to Israel, which was super sick. I went to Tel Aviv and Jerusalem for one. And then where else did we go? We did like a Toronto one, and then they came to New York and did a New York one. And I made that, like, it was Jake, Alex, Reese. It was just such a sick crew. It was like perfect. I just told Reese, I'm like, dude, if I make these, you guys got to just kind of hopefully let me do what I want. Like, and the people at the skate department didn't know what was really going on. So it was like up to Reese at the end of the day to be like, well, this is why this is good or whatever.
Oh.
We did the New York one, and it came out really well, I think, and like everyone was psyched on it. And then they were like, I was like, dude, let's do the full length. They're like, let's do the full length. So we started filming for a full length, and then like little over a quarter way through, Quicksilver went down, like the skate team. So that like, but whatever, I had signed a contract and they had paid me. Dude, my first check was like $35,000.
No way.
Yeah.
And
it was like
just
it was like a check here. Let's
do this. Here's
it's like,
let's get this started.
Yeah, they give me chunks, like you know what I mean. So So I got this check and I was like fucking looking at it, and I was like, what's that shit on IMAX where you could like take the photos like and like make your face funny and shit, like it's not FaceTime, but it's like the
filter
photo booth.
Photo booth.
I was like photo booth in the check and shit. I was like, I was like, dude, I was hyped. I was sleeping on a fucking leather couch.
Yeah.
You know how shitty it is to fucking be sweaty in the summertime sleeping on a leather couch? God, I do.
Horrible.
So I was psyched. I got this check. I fucking got an apartment in the city, like right out the gate. And then I started working. I was like eating fucking like $20 meals every day. Like for breakfast, I was like going to like the place that I still go to till this day. I was like going out and I was just like, whatever.
You got money.
Fucking shit out of money.
Man.
Right.
Whatever. It was a lot for me at the time, right? So we started filming that. It went under. The team went under, and that they were like, they had to, paid me for what. They paid me for what I, was going to do. Okay. And then I was just chilling. Yeah. And then I was out in California, and I was in New York, and I had gotten asked to do the cinematographer for the Transworld video. Yeah. I was like, sure, like, let's do it. Like, I have money to like I had money to like be in New York and not have to work, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I was floating for a bit and just paying rent and filming. Yeah. And like Quicksilver was like, dude, will you make an edit out of what you had? Yeah. Just so we can put it on our online, right? And Quicksilver was going down. Like the dudes that I was talking to weren't working there anymore. It was just getting real weird. Yeah. I was like, yeah, I'll make an edit. And like I made an edit like exactly the way that I wanted. Like there was like 2 edits. Yeah. It was the same footage with 2 edits, and I did one, and then I did like a nice version for them. You know what I mean? Like I just did one. They were like, dude, that one's like too edgy. We'll use it. We'll put it out. But like I had like my friend JR, this girl that I know, that she actually works at the Brooklyn store, like runs the Brooklyn store.
Okay.
But she was just like a little shit kid hell child. Like her hair is all nappy and like she was just like a snot-nosed hell child, right? Yeah, she was in my room and I was like filming her with like, I had a VX3, I had 2 of them. I bought them because I was going to start using that camera for some reason again. And I was like filming her just like goofing around. So I like took that footage and put it like in the corner where everyone was skating and everyone was like, what the fuck what's going on here? And I was just like, dude, I just
picture.
I like this fucking girl. I think she's cool. Like, why can't you watch that in the corner while you watch the skate video? Like, you know what I mean? I wanted to just do it my way, and like that was that. And then I like made another one for them to like post or whatever.
Okay.
But yeah, it went down, and then I started working on the cinematographer project, and I had the footage that I had for that Quicksilver edit, I saved the best shit from it. So any of the dudes that were in there, like Danny Garcia, David Clark, Reese, or whoever, I forget who was in that one, but I saved like the good shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. Austin, Danny, and whatever, those guys were in the cinematographer one. And yeah, I went out and I was staying with Dylan and at his house because I was like, hey, I really want to get a couple of things of you and Alex and like whatever. I just want to make sure that you guys are in there. And that's when we started doing that like whole Team Handsome thing where we're like, these dudes are like hunky, like they're the dudes
Rob
that like
Brink, fucking.
Well, yeah, he started
Coined
it.
the phrase,
He coined the phrase, but we were like running with it.
Run
like,
with it,
really. But like we were like, you know, Skate Moss was Dylan, and like, dude, I made that up.
Skate
I know
Moss.
I made that up because I was like, yeah, I'm like good with those like the puns and shit.
Puns,
like
right.
I'm just like, dude, Kate Moss. I'm like, fucking Skate Moss.
Yeah.
Dude, you're fucking Skate Moss, dude. And like, whatever. So Dylan and Alex were out here, and Dill was out here, and I was like, I'm coming out here, and Dylan's like, dude, crash at my crib, and we'll just go out when we can. Dope. And he like went out and killed it, and Alex got some stuff, and Dill did the nollie full cab over the table, and it was like all like,
that shit was sick.
Yeah, it was so sick, man. It was so fucking dope. But it was a really fun time. It felt like cool, like it just felt like something was going on again. You know what I mean? It felt like there was like something was happening. The energy felt really good. And yeah, we just started getting on a kick where it was like me, Alex, and Dylan hanging out all the time. You know what I mean? And like, yeah, when I'm out here, Dill. But like Dylan was coming to New York, Alex was coming to New York, and those guys. It's just funny because with those guys, when we were like going out at night, it just felt like, dude, these dudes are just the dudes that are gonna get the ass. Like I just want to sit. I want to sit and watch these dudes. You know what I mean? And it just felt like, yeah, because like. There was like a nightlife in LA and those dudes were going out every night, you know, and it was just young. They were young enough to just do that whole thing, like go and hang out. So I did that, and then that came out and whatever. I just like, people just seemed to respond well to everything that I was doing, and that got me fucking so stoked.
Yeah. What was next? Cherry?
I did some non-skate shit.
Oh,
that
you
I was
did?
like, I did some for opening ceremony with Chloe 70, like a little like thing for her. She had a brand, like a collab thing with opening ceremony where like every season she had her own what she came up with.
Line or capsule.
Yeah, she had a line for like probably like, I don't know, 4 or 5 years or something. She did like one every season or something. But she asked me to do one. She's like, dude, will you do one with me? I think it'll be easy if we just do one together. And I was like, yeah. And I did something like that. I made a couple short films. There was like a weird transition period where I wasn't like, I did that cinematographer thing. And then I was like doing a lot of other shit. Like I was taking more photos and I was like doing other things that I want to do, you know, and I just had the time to do it. Sick. And then my friend Kyle Demers that I grew up with started working for Supreme.
All right.
And he was just like, hey man, I saw your cinematographer part and I really liked it. And he was like, what do you think about like maybe making a like quick commercial for us? Like, you know, maybe film this weekend, like go out with, he was like, you can go out with this kid Tyshawn Jones. And yeah, it was sick.
You didn't know Tyshawn?
No, I didn't know Tyshawn. Tyshawn lives there, but Dill was in town for the weekend, and I was just like, all right, yeah, I'm fucking super down. I mean, to me, anything, even then, like Supreme, I had asked the dudes at the shop to make a full-length video for like a couple of years before that or something. And they were like, yeah, I don't know, we'll talk to those guys, like whatever. Or like he's like, I'll send it in to like, you know, this dude and see what he says, and you would never hear back, like you know what I mean. And they had tried making a video before, but it got canned. Like it was just like I don't know, whoever was, you know, it just seemed like they couldn't get it together to make one. Like, but whatever. He was like, hey, do you want to make this commercial? They were like, hey, Tyshawn's gonna meet you down at the shop at like 1 tomorrow, like meet him over there. And I like met him over there, and he was just this little fucking shrink, dude. Yeah, he was so little. He was 13 years old.
Wow.
And he walked in, and I'm like, what's up? I knew what he looked like, so I was like, what's up, man? And he's like, what's up? He like put his hand out. He's like, I'm Tyshawn. I was like, what's up, Bill? I'm gonna be like filming you this weekend. We're trying to make like a little commercial or whatever. And he's like, all right. And I went out with him like the first 2 days, and it was like pretty fun because he brought this dude Frankie Spears. He brought him out with him, and they were just rolling around, and like it was like his support buddy, you know what I mean? Like they skated together a little bit, but Tyshawn just out the gate was just real confident, and like he like would talk on the phone with his friends, and he'd be like, yeah, I'm with my mom right now, and like he was just like out with me and like, talking like he would be like, yo, bring me those wheels. Like he was just like, he was 13, he wasn't shy around me out the gate, like you know what I mean? And he was really funny, dude. He like, it's almost like he knew how to like be funny, you know? And whatever, like one of the first 2 days, I think it might have been the first day, he nollie flipped into courthouse. And I just remember being like, holy fucking shit, dude, he did it like 4th try. Wow. Yeah. And I talked to him about it not too long ago, and I was like, dude, you nollie flipped into the courthouse like that first day. And he was like, I don't know, I like felt like I needed to get something good for that. And I was like, dude, like that to me is sick already. Like that, just like him saying that, just like him thinking that, like, this is my chance.
13 years old.
You know what I mean? This is my chance. And then Dill came out skating, and he did that line where he did like the Wally, the back 3, and he ollied over the like thing, and Tyshawn was sitting there. Yeah. So whatever, I went back, and I know the aesthetic to Supreme really well from like back in. I knew about it. I was in that era. I know all that shit. So I just like whatever. I was like going through music, and I found this like Bobby Humphrey song that I thought was fitting for it, and like they handed it in, and I handed it in like the way that I thought like it was, and they were like, dude, we're fucking psyched on it. And they put it out, and it got like ton of like people were hitting me up like, dude, like it made me want to see more. It made me want to see more. Like SJ, like, that's dude, rad. I fucking saw that, and he was like, dude, like I wish there was more of that. What the hell? Yeah. Right. So then like the talk came like, hey, do you want to do a full-length video? And I'm like, yeah, whatever. What do you guys need? And well, we need like you to come in and talk to to James, who's the owner, and we're gonna set up some meetings. Like it was like a thing. Like it was like I had to not convince him, but like present something in the right way to where he looks at it and he's like, go, you know. Dill was like, dude, I want to go in with you, and like we'll sit in the meetings and try to like see what we can put together. And like I made like a like me and Kyle together made like a storyboard. Like we were taking photos like of like Carol like doing like ollieing over trash can, like whatever looked cool and like fit the fucking style. Yeah, we're like, let's take that and like put like a thing together for him. Right. And we did that, and Dill went in, and like we were talking with him, with James, and he's fucking mad cool, but he just wanted to make sure that if he was going to put money into it, that we were going to do something that he thinks is worth it, which anybody would, And Dill was just kind of like, we were like talking to him, and Dill's like, dude, these are my last few years on the board, and you're going to want to capture them. You know what I mean? Like, he's like, you're going to want to get them on film. I'm telling you the truth. Like, whatever, And I was like, yeah, dude. I was like, I agree. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and Dill was still on Workshop at the time. And Workshop was still, it was still Workshop, Dill, Ave, Dylan, Omar. It was still that crew and Grant.
That cinematographer part amazing.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. And I was like, fuck, I'm up against these guys. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't feel like, I was just like, mine's so like different. Like I almost fucking got killed in mine.
Did you think
I literally almost got, I got killed.
What happened?
I wanted Mark to be in it. You know what I mean? Because I had like Alex, I had Dylan, I had Dill, I had all these other dudes, and I was like, I just need Mark in there. Like I want Mark in there, and Mark's always down. Like if you hit him up, he'll be like, dude, just meet me here in like 20 minutes. Or like I'm like, dude, I'm not even out of bed yet. I almost need you. No, but the one day that I went filming with him, he's like, dude, meet me at this coffee shop at 9:30 in the morning. I'm going to be on roller skates, so just be there. No. I'm like, sick. I was like, all right, that's fucking dope. Like, I'm more psyched on that than him skating. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, it's so random. No one's going to expect it. Right. Like, whatever. I meet him over there. He's fucking already, he's like hyped up on coffee. He's sitting on the front steps, tying the fucking things onto his feet, the roller skates.
Oh my God.
And he's like, dude, I have to go. Like, we're in the Lower East Side, and he has to go to like 53rd and like 8th Ave to his therapist. I have to go see my therapist. Okay. And I was like, all right. He's like, dude, just follow. He's like, if you want to, you can follow me up there. If you don't want to, like, I understand. Like, I'm like, dude, I'm fucking following you.
Right.
Unfortunately, it happened to be the 2 days that were fucking over 100 degrees.
Oh, wow.
So I'm fucking like, dude, I have my bag on. Yeah. Because I'm chasing him. I can't leave my bag down anywhere. Right. I had to chase him. So I'm chasing him, and he's doing like fucking daffies or whatever. He's doing like he's doing like the two wheels, the front wheels, and he hops up on a curb. Like he's just like doing all this shit, and it's super fun. And I'm like tortured because I'm like dying of the heat. But he doesn't seem to be caring how fucking hot he is. He knows how hot he is. He's sweating so crazy. But I'm taking, I'm taking this route that he's going on, and we take a left on like. I don't know where we were. I was somewhere like maybe like 33rd Street or something. Okay. And right when we take a left, the next street over, there's a 18-wheeler turning the corner like this, right? Okay. But it's waiting. It's stopped because these cars. There's a bunch of cars, so it's waiting for these cars to go so it can even out and get through. Right. We're pulling up on it, and I was looking at it, and I was like, dude, it'd be so sick if we went under that, right? Right. So. And he was like, dude, should I go under it? Like, he's ahead of me, and I'm filming. He's like, already thinking about it. He's like, dude, should I go under it? Should I go under it? And I was like, yeah, fuck it, go under it. So, dude, he goes under it. I go under it behind him, and my bag's on me, and I bend down to go under it. Because you look at it, and you know you can go under it. For sure. But I'm like...
You didn't take an account for the bag?
My bag's on my back, and I'm going under it. And when I get under it, my fucking... The loop on my bag gets caught on a bolt.
Oh my God.
So I'm under it, like it gets caught on a bolt. My wheels go like my legs go like this because it's strapped on, and my board goes out, and I'm sitting on the ground, and my camera's in the air like this, and I literally look at the back wheels, and they're right there, dude. And I'm like, you can hear it in the footage. I'm like, yo, 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 yo. And Mark's like, hurry up. And dude, I swear to God, if the dude pressed the gas, I wouldn't be sitting here right now. Wow. And I can, every time I think of it, I like have this fear because I literally feel like I know what it's like to almost die. Damn. And like, I was stuck, and I was like, yo, yo, and then like it got unhooked, and I like jumped out from under it. And there's a funny thing in the footage that you can't hear it in the video. There's a lady standing in the corner, and she's like, "You fucking idiot!" Like, and I'm like still just like, I almost blown died. Away.
Yeah. So that's the New York attitude right there.
He's like, let's go. So we get to that corner. I was like, dude, we have to stop. Like, I need to fucking like sit here for a second. And he was like, that was crazy. You almost fucking died. And in my head, I'm like, dude, I almost died filming you on roller skates. Imagine that fucking story. Yeah. Like, dude, like, it's crazy. And the thing is I was standing on the corner, and I saw the fucking truck go by us because they had the green light, whatever. Jeez. And another funny thing is like, down the line, like Mark got like he'll get mad at something little or whatever, and he got mad at something, and he'd be like, I wish you got hit by that.
No way. Oh my God.
And I'm like, dude, you're the fucking biggest dick ever. But like, he would just be like, and then like 2 days later, he'd be like, dude, I was only joking. Like, we put that shit together, and then I started working on Cherry.
You went into the meeting with Dill, and they approved it.
They were just like,
a while, or did
it
they?
was, well, another funny story is they approved it, and they're like, all right, the first trip is going to be the first trip. What do you think about like going to Paris with Mark and Dill? And I was like,
sounds good.
Fuck yeah, that's sick as shit. And Mark was out there already, and he had been going through some shit, I think, and he was like really fucking wild.
Okay.
It just was such a psycho trip because Mark was super out there, and Dill was like tripping on like what Mark was like. He's like, dude, I'm not even going out today, like go out with Mark or whatever. And like Mark's like, we show up at the hotel, and it's like 9 p.m. We're fucking jet lagged as hell because we just flew there, and Dill like is bad with planes, so he's just like, we wouldn't even think to go skating. We think about like going to the hotel, getting ready, sleeping, waking up, and going skating.
Yeah.
Mark's like, where are you guys at? And we're like, oh, we're at this hotel. He's like, I'm coming to pick you up, we're going skating. I'm like, dude, are you serious? I was like, I don't have a light. He's like, I don't care. We're going skating. Tonight's the only night I'm going skating the whole time. You better go skating. I'm like, dude. Wow. I'm like, dude, no way. So Dill's like, I'm not fucking going skating. He smoked some weed. I'm like, dude, I got to go out with this guy. Right. So I go outside. He's like, meet outside in 10 minutes. I know where you are. Okay. So I'm like, I go outside. I'm waiting outside, like right in the street, like off the sidewalk. You can stand right here. I was standing there. And I'm like, where is this dude? All of a sudden, a fucking car comes zooming at me. Fucking, whoa. I turn around. I'm like, oh shit. I get out of the way, and it's like, he's like, come on, get in. I'm like, dude, you almost fucking killed me, dude. This dude just loves trying to kill me. He used to. He's not like that anymore. He lets me drive his car and shit. Now I'm like, my turn, dude. Like, whatever. But I get in the car with him, and we're just like driving around, and I'm like, dude, this is like, Mark's acting like pretty intense. Like, I'm just going to pull my camera out now. So what I had filmed on that night was the footage that I had used for Joyride after Cherry came out. Was him driving mad fast and us getting pulled over by we got pulled over by the cops, and they were like, yeah, let us have your passport. And he's like, I don't have my passport on me. And then the cops all came, and they were like talking. And he's like, dude, I've seen this on shows. Like, dude, I'm not joking. I think we're going to jail. And I was like, dude, I just got here a fucking hour ago. Right. Like, dude, I'm going to fucking jail because you were speeding like down a fucking But all in all, they let us go. Oh, nice. Mark dropped me off.
They don't want to deal with the paperwork.
Probably.
They just didn't want to deal with it. He was going like fucking like 90 and like a 60, like down like through a fucking like tunnel, like whatever. The footage was sick, but it was too long for me to just put in Cherry because I was, there was a lot of little set breaks in Cherry, and it was just like, dude, it's too long.
Right.
But I had that footage after, and I was like, I gotta use this for something, and it went, I feel like, the best for that video. But
sick.
But yeah, that was the first trip, and that was also the trip where like they were skating that bump to like thing, and Dill was trying to backside flip it.
Oh yeah.
Dill was trying to backside flip that thing that Alex backside flipped in that like.
Oh yeah.
Dill was trying to backside flip it, and Mark was trying to like pivot, come off of it, like ollie pivot, come off of it, and yeah, they were just like those two were just like not getting. They were getting along, but they were like kind of like. I don't know. It just seemed like a rough trip for them. It was the first trip. Everyone seemed agitated, and I was just like, dude, I'm just in. I came back from the trip, and I went in. I was like, thinking like, dude, I don't know if I can do this. That was gnarly. Like they were both crazy. Like
what did I get myself into?
Just on that trip, like that time period, those two were just. They were just on one, right. And I came back and I was like, that was gnarly. And I like put the footage together, kind of made like some little thing and showed them, and they were like, hey, it looks cool. Like, let's keep going. Like, they're like, it was starting to become winter, and I was like, all right, I'm going to try to go out to LA then, I'm going to go out filming with whoever. And then I met those kids kind of right away. And started filming with them, and then I came back and made another edit. They were like, let's see, what you can put together. And I put together like a pretty sick edit with like a lot more stuff in it. And it had like, I put a song to it, and they were like, all right, let's keep going. So I was like, all right, cool. It was kind of trial, but like, they just needed to know that I felt like James needed to know that he could trust me. It was in good hands. Yeah. Right. He could trust me. And that was like enough. It wasn't a real edit or anything, but it was just like a song to these kids, and these kids were in it, and he was just like, oh, this looks cool, like, cool, keep going, like, whatever. Yeah. And then it was like, no question, like, it wasn't like, let's see what you got. I kind of then I started filming a lot, and I was out in LA. Yeah, I was out in LA. I think I went out for like 2 weeks, and then came back, put that stuff together, and then I went out for 2 months, and I stayed with Dill. And that's like around the time when Dylan got the line, the backside heel flip, switch backside heel flip. And when he landed I was like, dude, we have a fucking video on our hands. Because he wasn't going to stop after that. He knew he had that, and he was just like, all right, it's on. Like, I want to fucking, I'm doing this. And he wanted to do it for me too. And Dill too. Like, Dill had that footage that he did the nose grind in the pool and the cover of Thrasher. Yep. And he was like, dude, I'll give this to you, and like shit, like little things like that. Yeah. Like, it was just cool that he was like, dude, I'm going to give you, he's like, dude, all right.
They want their part.
He's like, I want to give this is the fucking last banger I'm ever going to get in my life. I'm going to give it to you. And I was like, sick. Well, guess what? I'll put it in a really good spot if you give it to me.
Right.
And then, and like Tyshawn came. Tyshawn, I was with him a lot.
Dope.
Because he was in New York, and I was like, trying to help. Like with Jake, I gave him a lot, with Jake Johnson, I like helped him with ideas of what I thought would look good. You know what I mean? And I was like, I think you should do this. You know what I mean?
Sick.
Like, or what? Like, I was like, just trying to, kind of like he did that nollie flipping in the core house, and like I was like, dude, it'd be really sick if you got a bunch of tricks into the core house. Like if you did like a fucking bangers, like a bunch of shit. And Tyshawn was like 14. I think he had just turned 14, so he's really young, but he was down to go skate every day. And he was just like out and about, like, yo, where you at? Let's meet up. And we, through skating together, we formed like a really good friendship. Like,
is it weird going out skating with like a 13-year-old all the time?
It wasn't, because he was like, dude, he would like dog me and shit. Like, you know what I mean? He'd be like, but he was also really cool because he would like hit me up, like, dude, like, what's up for tomorrow? Like, he was really like,
motivated.
He's very motivated, and he knew. It seemed like he knew what like would eventually this would end up being kind of, and whatever. One funny thing that happened when we were filming is we were at that. There's a rail that he did like lip slide and front blunt on, or front blunt and nose blunt and front blunt. It's this like silver rail, and we were there skating, and it was like what's that thing in Miami? The rails that were down there, the cement ones.
A synagogue.
Yeah, it was synagogue. This place was a synagogue. Yeah. And as in New York, is like this place that you can't fucking skate there. One day we were there. This is one of the days we were there. Tyshawn's like, I'm skating it. I don't care if the dude comes out, I'm fucking skating it. So he tells his boy to go hold the doors closed. So the dudes come out and they're like, let us out, like knocking on it. And he's like, yeah. And they were like, they're running back and forth. Like you could see he was on the phone with the cops. And I'm like, dude, you got to do it. I'm like, dude, you got to do it. Like we have these doors fucking closed. Yeah. Like, his boy's like holding it. Like, and he did it. And then we just ran out of there. And it was sick. That was one day. Another day, the cops came. Okay. And they were like, you guys come over here. And like, we're like, all right. And it was just me and Tyshawn, because we would just go to the spot and we'd be like up the street, and we'd be like, all right, you ready? Let's go. We're going to run over there. You're going to run up the stairs, try it. Run up the stairs, try it. And then we got to go. You know, it was like that. And then the cop was like, hey, come over here. And he was like looking at him and like looking at me, and he's like, how old are you? Like to me. And I'm like, dude, I'm like, yeah, I'm 35. And he's like, well, how old are you? And he was like, 14. And I was like, what's, I was like, I work with this kid. Like I'm filming him for a video he's sponsored. And I'm still, real close with Tyshawn. Like the kid, hits me up. Right now, he's probably DM'd me a bunch of videos he's found. You know what I mean? Like we get along in that way where it's like he tortures me. He's at that age where he's like, he's coming of age. He just turned 19, dude.
Oh, wow.
And he's like, he'll torture me because he knows he can get away. What am I supposed to do? Yeah. Like, dude, like I can't like punch the kid. Like I gotta take it.
It must be crazy to see what he grew into because he is a amazing, incredible skateboarder.
He was supposed to come tonight, but I was like, I think Tyshawn should have his own at some point. So,
for sure.
You know what I mean? So whatever, you know. He's turned out to be like an amazing skater, and you guys have probably seen shit that's been on Instagram and shit.
The fakey ollie he did over the can.
It was so sick. And I try to tell him, like, dude, you got to watch out with putting shit on Instagram because somebody's going to see that and then, like, during the video, if you do it again, they're not going to be like impressed. They're going to be like, "Oh, that's cool. I saw it do it." You know what I mean?
Totally. But you're absolutely right, though. Yeah. I mean, you see these people Instagram, and then they come out with the video part, and you're like, "Yeah, I've seen it." You know,
all you skateboarders need to watch out with that shit because it really affects the final product. And the thing that happened with Cherry, everyone filmed for it, and no one got to see the footage or see anything or know what music or anything until the day of the premiere when it came out.
Yeah,
and
that's rad.
For me, that was my big thing, was to do that and try to make it feel like you got the VHS in the mail and put it in for the first time and been like, wow, like it's new eyes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I watched it fucking 655 times, so I watched beginning to end. You know, just you got to do that. You know, and no one's seen it. No one's seen it except for me, Kyle, James, and my mother was the first one to see it. My mother was in my place, and I was like, "You want to see it?" And she watched it. It was cool.
What did she say? Did she give you a good rating?
Fucking
2 thumbs up.
She's so proud of me.
Good.
I bet,
yeah. Well, I felt like there was stuff in there that she could like, you know, glue onto. Yeah. Like that was like the whole thing with Cherry is like, I wanted to make something that like, you know, not just skaters could watch and still have a feeling or understand this is what we do every day. Like, you know what I mean? It isn't just trick. It's like you get a sense of what it's like to be out on the streets and you get to see like good looking dudes like Dylan and Alex in there. Yeah. So if you're a chick watching it, you're like, that dude's hot. Like, you know what I mean? So it works out. And then there's like, you know, like I had filmed all those girls kissing the canvas and like that's like this dude Dan Colin is like a, you know, a huge artist and he makes those were his paintings, like those are like something he had done. So I was like,
I thought it was some weird Alex thing.
No, but Alex was filming and I left it on. I like ended it with him filming that. I was like, dude, come with me and help me. And like, who's not going to want to see a bunch of chicks kiss, like putting lipstick on and kissing a painting for an hour? Yeah. So I don't know. I just wanted to have more than just skating in it. And that's where that footage from Dill on the first trip and Mark, I was like, oh, it'll be sick to just have something, you know. I just thought outside the box and made what I wanted to see, and that's just, you know. And I mean, it's going to be the same with this video, you know.
Sick.
It's going to be, there's a lot of skating and a lot of really, really good skating so far, and it's going to be really good.
How long have you been working on this new one?
I'm like a year and a month in.
Year and a month. Wow. Yeah. Okay. How long did Cherry take?
It took a year and like 8 months, and I edited for a couple of months, and it came out in 2 years.
Are you gonna try to kind of stay in the same timeline, or are you gonna just take it as it comes?
Yeah. We'll see whenever it feels. You know, I haven't even put anything on the timeline, but I think when I get back from this trip, I'm gonna at least put on because with music and shit, it's the fucking craziest. You have to start working on it probably like a year before it comes out,
right?
To like get the music, you know, and we're gonna get, you know, we get all the rights to the music and shit. So it's like,
you have like a soft deadline right now?
Yeah, but I'm not gonna tell you what it is because I don't want anyone to know that.
People will start lining up for it.
Even the kids will be like, no, I'm so weird with like people seeing footage and like it sucks because I'm like real passionate about that because it's where I came from when I was younger, and the feeling of that was really important.
Right.
As I got older, is even more important. Yeah. So even like I was on a trip in Pittsburgh and like somebody tried something and they fell, and I'd filmed it, and it was like a gnarly fucking fall, right? Okay. And like it was like really bad, you know. Wow. And there was, you know, 3 other dudes on the trip with me, and they were like, dude, let me see the fall. And I'm like, all right. I was like, they were like, dude, you're not going to show me the fall. I just was here to witness this. You're not going to show me it. And I was kind of like, because I filmed it different than he's gonna see it, and I was just like, all right, and I like showed it to him, and as I showed him, I was like kind of walking away. He's like, dude, what the fuck, you're crazy, and I was like, yeah, I am a little crazy. But, I mean, I showed it to him, but he was like, dude, and the other day he brought it up, and he was like, dude, remember that time you like asked you to see the footage that I was there to see, and you were kind of like, yeah, you could see it. I was just like, and I thought of that, and I was like, dude, that was just retarded. Why am I like that? But I don't know. I just have a style and a way of things that, I just am real passionate about.
When the skater lands a trick, you're showing him the trick? Or are you walking away?
I do. No, I do show him the trick. Yeah. Okay. I do show him the trick.
Other people around too? Do you have a little viewing party?
No, never. Never a viewing party.
No.
I mean, like out on the streets though. No. Oh, yeah. If somebody lands some and people come over, I'm not going to be like, it's like, fuck, you can't do that. Dude's a fucking, if I was like that, they're going to film it on their phone and go home and look at it over and over. Right, so, it's like, it's real tricky now. So,
Well, dude, it must be interesting for you because, I mean, a lot of people just go out and skate and they just film clips. It seems like you're filming everything going down, and you catch some amazing moments off the skateboard, which is incredible.
I mean, that,
keep the camera rolling.
I mean, that to me is, I don't know, for some reason I that stuff is more important to me than a trick. And it's like a trick and like shit that comes through is like super sick, like the shit that these kids are doing. I can't wait for you guys to see it, because it's like, these kids are just they're just like way stronger now and like more adult, and like they just got power. And it's just,
well, when you see footage of that, when they're like doing funny things or something happen, you get to understand them better and like get more personal. They're real comfortable with me. I'm real comfortable. We've known each other for a long time now, and they see what comes out of these videos, and they know by the end that they don't want to be like the dude's lacking, you know what I mean? So like, Tyshawn's killing it still, and he has a lot of shit, and he's like but he like went into like beast mode out the gate. So, and now all these dudes are like getting a lot, so it's like evening it out a little bit. But like there was a minute where like he was just like every day 2-3 tricks that are fucking like crazy, shit I've never seen him do. Like he's just got the power and the ability, and he's sober.
Dope.
And he doesn't do drugs or anything, and he's just very, I don't know, on it. All these other dudes are coming through so hard though.
Love
like
it.
That. Yeah. I don't even consider him ahead of them. You know what I mean? I just think that all together they make a great package. And I don't need just one. I need to see them all together.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Right. And it's been like that with all the videos I've made from Cherry on. And I think that those videos they just do something for me, man. It just seems like a bunch of kids chilling and like, but skating too, you know? I don't know. It's not like they're in those videos, they look like they're hanging out too much. It's just,
no, but you're capturing it.
I think that what they look like and their sense of skateboarding is just, it blows my mind how fucking how good it is to me, the whole package. And I'm super proud of all them, and it's going to be really interesting to see what I make out of this, and they're all coming through hard.
I love that. So
don't think one of them's going to not come through there. The video is going to be amazing.
Always do.
They always do.
I know they always do, but when you're making a full length, especially me, I'm like, I'm a little anxious, and I'm like, damn, is it going to happen? But right now we're in the middle, like we're in a good area where I feel like right now I could make a video probably and make something that everyone would be psyched on. But we're going to continue on.
You're only halfway through almost.
We're in
the middle.
We're in somewhere. Right. It's like dudes are kicking ass.
Okay. I love that, man. I can't wait.
I'm sure Dill, and Dill doesn't know what anyone, he doesn't know what anyone has on film, but when he sees it, he's going to be like, fuck, he's going to be
kicking the can.
Is he getting footage too, Dill?
He's gotten some stuff, but he's like been working on FA real hard, and like just like whatever he'll do stuff. He'll be working on FA, which is a lot for him, and then he'll have to like go and do a Supreme shoot. Yeah. So like his time is, I've been here, and I've been out with the kids, every day. You know what I mean? So
dude, and Van England's been. I see like on Instagram he'll skate the park.
Dude, Van England's ripping, but I haven't gone out with him that much. No. But I hit him up today, but I didn't hear from him. But I know Tyshawn's hoping for me to get something of him because Tyshawn really loves fucking Ave skating.
Dude, everyone does.
Yeah. One of the best.
I can't wait to see. Man, this is going to be good. I wish you had a name for it. I want to call it something right now.
I like this though, I can't wait to see. Because then we get to like. I feel like I get to be a part of this. I'm not be a part of it, but I get to see.
Yeah. If I told you what I thought the name was going to be, you guys would just all start laughing. You guys would laugh because you'd be like, "Wow, that's like." Such a wild name. If that's gonna be the name, I don't know. We'll see.
Black and white.
Black and white because I felt like the reason why I did it was like I liked obviously Dan Wolf shit was like one of the reasons, and I just liked the way his shit looked because he did it black and white. Another reason is I got HD. Yeah. And I just wanted to look. I was just like, at first I was like definitely one of the dudes that was just kind of like, I don't know, HD. And like, I just, when I got the job with Quick, they were like, you got to have this camera though if you get the job. And I was like, all right, fuck it. So, but then I got used to it. Okay. And then I just started filming it the way that I wanted to. And then whatever, I liked it in black and white. Okay. I used it in black and white with them too. So
didn't you say in an interview one time that was like you chose black and white because you can take a schoolyard, a clip from Miami, and a clip from New York, and it all kind of looks the same?
Yeah, I was literally just get into that. Is that like I could be in Miami filming, and then I could be in upstate New York, and then I could be in New York, and then I could be in LA, and if you make it black and white, it still feels somewhat like it's all the same. Yeah. It doesn't feel like. When you watch a video and you see a Miami clip, it's in Miami. For sure. In New York, it's in New York. Right. But like for some reason, just the having it one brick of a color, it makes it one place. Okay. So, and with Cherry, I don't know. I felt like it fit the aesthetic of what I was going for and what I felt like was good for Supreme as far as like what I felt like they would have wanted. Okay. And
did you ever watch Cherry in color?
We were going to make VHSs of Cherry in not color and just make like 100 of them and give them out to everyone in color. Okay. But we never did it.
What about the new video? Color or black and white?
I'm not sure.
We don't know yet. No. Okay.
Maybe he does. He's not going to say.
Maybe magenta.
Definitely not that. No. Not into that. That's like too fucking weird, dude. Like I don't
have a cherry tint. When
we were doing Cherry, we went in and got it colored at the end, and the audio was 29.7, and I think that the footage was 30. So when I brought it back and put it on the timeline, it was off by like a fucking
3 frames,
dude, like a smidgen. And I would like line it up here, and then towards the end it wouldn't match. Yeah. So I was like, what the fuck am I gonna do? And we went in and got it colored by like the fucking best ever. And the dude that colored it, my friend Tom, did Drive.
Oh, I see Drive.
Yeah, with Ryan Gosling. Yep. That dude colored. He's like a good friend. He colored Cherry. So he did that, and then I came back, put on a timeline, and I was like, what the fuck? It's not matching up. And then Ty was in town. And I was like, Ty, dude, you're in town. I need your fucking help right now. If anyone knows,
it's Ty.
It's you or RB. Like, you guys know, like, I need your help. And Ty came over, and he was like trying to mess with it. And he had to you had to watch like a little bit of a section to understand it.
Yeah,
so
you must have hated that.
I just was like, but I was like,
it needs to be done.
Cover his eyes.
No, but I needed to fix it. Right. You know what I mean? And so what happened is I had to call Tom up and be like, dude, I fucked up. Like I gave you like the wrong speed. Yeah, the wrong export. I have to fuck. He's like, dude. And I was like shook. I was like, dude, I'm tripping out. We got to give it to fucking iTunes. Like I was like tweaking. Yeah. And he was like, dude, just bring it in tomorrow and I'll redo it again for you. And he did it, and I came home, put it together, and it like matched up.
So Ty couldn't figure it out either.
Ty could. We did figure it out.
Okay.
The thing is with the final cut.
So you exported out just the video portion?
Yeah, because I got the audio done too.
Okay.
Ty did figure it out, because the thing that I was trying to get him to figure out is like, with Final Cut, I was like, how do you go half a frame over instead of a full? Because when you would like move it, it would just go a full frame. Yeah. And I wanted to go like a half or like a quarter. I don't know what it was, but it was just that much off. And it would like, we would sink it into spot, and then like down the line, it would be like just a little off. And I was like fucking tripping. Oh, man. And then I was lucky enough to get it recolored and like put back. And then I was like, he was like, it was like, what do you call it? It was like the inch of death, Ty. So like, the fucking inch of death, and he like,
because you got to turn it into iTunes, and it's a whole thing, right?
Dude,
it's not
you have
just
to turn it into iTunes. Right. You got to like do this
weeks in advance. Yeah.
You're choosing all the music in that too, like
Cherry. I picked every song.
Sick.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah. No one knew what they were skating to.
Oh, really?
Yeah. No. All the process is like survival to me, because it's like, I got to get this thing done, and it has a timeline, and when that happens, it's like you're fucking up in like 5 a.m. You're still fucking just shit whipping shit around, dude.
Seriously?
And it's like, I don't know, the whole thing, you get all crazy during it. Like I fucking lose my shit sometimes. The kids are crazy, I'm crazy, they think I'm crazy, I think they're crazy. So, but I love them, and hopefully they love me, and we fucking can all work together and make some shit happen.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of other people, another thing is there's a lot of other people that are, involved in helping make this happen. You know what I mean? There's dudes that work in the offices that have to like make the DVD thing come out at a certain, everything has to be done. There's dudes helping me film. Johnny Wilson and Logan are helping me film, and they're doing a fucking marvelous job, because, I'm like, I got the things that I like have to be in a certain spot, and they're like really good at fucking nailing. And there's times where I see shit that they filmed, and I'm like, dude, that like looks better than I wanted it to. Like it looks like how I wanted it to, but better than I think I would have filmed it. You know what I mean? It's certain times, and then there's certain times where I'm like, I don't know. But
well, dude, you're pretty well known for having your own style of way that you film, dude.
Yeah. I mean, it's I think at a certain, this is all fucking survival to me, dude, because it's not that I come from nothing, but like, like I said, like I pay my mother's rent now, you know what I mean? She has no, it's like I have nothing to fall back on. And I got to a certain point where I was like, all right, I made that video after Fully Flared, and I put it out, and when I got like a vibe off that people like the things I do, it was like, all right, am I gonna fucking sit and be a pile, or am I gonna take this,
run with
make something bigger out of it? And then once it gave me the confidence boost that I was looking for, and also like, and then I made the next one with Josh and Stevie, and it got like, and then it just went from there.
Kind of snowballed into this thing.
It spiraled into like who I want, who I am, and what I'm gonna do and what I'm gonna leave behind when I'm not around. You know what I mean? So like, it's just all part of the timeline, So whatever's next is next, and hopefully
what is next?
I don't know. Maybe.
After you're done with this
not
video,
even maybe, I want to make a movie. I want to eventually make a movie, and I don't have a full idea, but there's a lot of work that goes into that, and I'm not used to that kind of work.
Right.
So obviously a part of me is kind of scared, because I think everyone's scared of failure.
For sure.
But
do you have a script in your head of what you want?
I have like, not a script, but I have like an idea. I have the music picked out for it already.
Oh, really?
Which is already like
that's weird.
I have like a lot of the music picked out.
Yeah.
So I have the vibe of what I'm looking for, and I have like little details, but I think just writing them down and putting them all in one spot, and just seeing them will eventually form itself into something bigger. And skate videos are the fucking, skateboarding is the sickest shit. It always will be. this year's my 20th year filming skateboarding in the industry.
Congrats, man.
Yeah.
Seriously.
And I'm turning 40 this year.
Wow.
So half my life I've been filming skateboarding.
I
so
love
I've
that.
put a lot in.
It's amazing.
And I don't, it's not that I want to leave it. I still want to be involved, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I want to just at least see if I'm willing to even like take something, and make it bigger.
Right.
Because I mean, I know how to do things to a certain extent that I feel can, that's enough to make something, even if it's a short film to start.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And that's what I want to do, and take more photos. That's like I really love doing that,
Right.
So that kind of shit. And I don't know. We'll see, man.
It resonated because when Spike Jones was here, he was kind of saying the same thing. It was like, I just want to see if I can go do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Which you
like,
can. You just gotta
do it.
You gotta will it, and you gotta believe in yourself, and you gotta fucking kick ass, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You gotta just do things your own way. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And like, and if you like them, that's all that really matters.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It really at the end of the day, you don't want to look back and be like, yeah, I did that for so-and-so because they needed that. And
For
like,
sure.
that's just what it is. Like,
Right.
you get way more hyped when it's your thing. You know what I mean?
totally.
Absolutely,
So-
dude.
So
Yeah.
it's an amazing feeling. So eventually, hopefully making a film. And another thing, it's like skate videos gets only so far. It's like you can watch a fucking a hip hop music video right now, comes out now, and it's like reaching so many fucking people.
Yeah.
And a skate video can reach a lot of people, but it's only
It's in a bubble
it's
almost.
in the
It's in a
skate
bubble, yeah.
bubble.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, everyone in skateboarding is gonna fucking want to watch it. You know what I mean?
for
And it's
sure.
like, that's another thing that's cool about Supreme is like, a lot of people outside of skateboarding are gonna want to see it.
That's
You know
true.
what I mean? And
Yeah.
that to me is by far the best thing, because I don't want to just make it just about skateboarders. You know, I think skateboarding will hopefully drift into other things, and that's with Cherry. I was like, yeah, Alex and Dylan, like there's gonna be girls that like those dudes. and they're gonna be like,
right.
want to fucking know who those dudes are.
Heartthrobs.
And that's why it was perfect for a Supreme video, because there's going to be a lot of people watching it that don't skate.
Yeah.
And same with like everything else, And
Seriously.
another thing that's cool about Supreme real quick is like getting to work with people outside of skating, like, and getting to interview like fucking the most amazing people. I got to interview like Raymond Pettibone.
Right.
I got to interview Neil Young.
Oh,
And
wow.
like Larry Clark, like
Sick.
just like getting to be able to like be in the reach of those guys is just, and fucking just, meeting them, and it's just really rad, man. That shit is the coolest shit, because like, there's people probably out there that'd be like, dude, I'd fucking trip to meet Neil Young.
For sure. Yeah, Neil
Yeah.
Young.
I mean,
Yeah.
Just like shit like that, you know what I mean? That's what's good. Supreme has like this like huge thing about them. They're not just skating, but they are though. There's like, it's weird.
Their
It's got
core is skate.
yeah. I mean, it came from skating.
Yeah. I mean, they're a huge company now,
Yeah.
man.
They're a
Huge
billion-dollar
skate shop.
company.
$1 billion. How much do you get paid for filming?
Oh my God.
No,
I do pretty well.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Well, listen, man. I got a gift for you.
All right.
Gifts.
What you got?
Well, let's see. We got
I
some.
mean, I've
9
seen 100 of these, so I know what I'm doing.
What do you got? A 9 Club mug for you.
Damn, dude.
You know what I'm saying? There's a 9 Club shirt for
Thank
you
you.
right there. And one more thing. We got a 9 Club New Era snapback hat.
How did you get involved with New Era? Tyshawn's on New Era.
Oh, is he?
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
so when he
sick.
comes here, he can wear this without.
There you
he's under
go.
contract.
Take that to
TJ.
There you
Here
go.
you go, man. 9 Club. It
Yeah,
up.
take
Oh,
that.
yeah, man.
Take that.
Yeah,
to
give it to
Tisha.
him.
Yeah, give that to him.
I will.
Yeah.
I want to see it. I'm gonna take a photo and send to you guys.
Please do. Yeah, please do.
So you guys can have it. But
Future 9
brought
Club
something for
episode.
you.
You brought something for us.
Ooh, what?
Yeah, no
A
shit.
little gift exchange.
Yeah.
Huh? Good.
So,
I love
mean,
this.
It's not.
What is
Wow.
It's not
this?
brand new, that's for sure. But
Whoa.
What?
I brought a. This is a board that Mark Gonzales was skating.
Sick.
Wow.
When he was just on this trip, and
Is
he
that a
went
sheet
home.
of plywood or a board?
I know. That thing is
a,
huge.
It's a fucking insane.
We don't even know what it is.
I don't even know what the fuck it is. But no, Mark left this, and I was like, dude, I'll bring this out to these guys.
Oh,
but it's
thank you. Wow.
It's a board that he was skating for this video and got some stuff on, and I think that when the reason why I gave it to you guys is when the video comes out and you guys have this, you're gonna be like, I know what clip it is. A couple of clips that he got, but
wow.
He's been making these fucking crazy shapes. I mean, at his studio, and like he's just been killing it on these.
I'd say that's pretty crazy shape. Yeah. Didn't he paint the whole thing too? And he just did the whole thing.
Yeah, he does everything. This is all him.
This thing's heavy as fuck.
I know. I bet. What, probably 20 pounds. I love the wheel wells are cut out and everything. It's pretty, wow.
It's pretty fucking sick.
It's pretty sick.
It's sick. And like I said, to see in the video and see what what it is.
Yeah. You're not going to
I'm not going to tell.
Bill, man.
I'd like to wait and see, man.
I know.
Yeah.
I
mean, just the fact that I'm just even telling you that this is in the video. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
That's amazing. Thank you so much.
You,
dude. Wow.
Rad.
No, seriously.
No, I know.
I love it, dude. Mark Gonzales.
He's got money bumps all over this thing.
You know what's funny is like all these things, all these rad things that people bring, like this Mark Gonzales board you brought and Spike Jones brings, they all stay here. They never come with me to my house. What's up with that, Raj?
You want to say else?
Well, you're gonna have to
take that.
You're gonna have to put some fucking 179 trucks on that thing and skate it out.
I'll put some fucking.
You live close to here?
I live like a couple blocks away.
Oh, that easy access, dude. No wonder why you guys got together and made a fucking show.
I know.
What's doing out here in fucking Venice?
Kelly and Raj lived. I'm just like down the street. Thank God I don't live here, but I live by myself.
You might as well. You're here all the time.
I know.
No, Spike's photos are like
it's crazy.
His fucking photos. There's a lot that he had a show because he did like a show for opening ceremony a long time ago.
Oh, sick.
It was all his old skate photos and like. All his photos from like a certain time period, like Bjork and like Kim Gordon. It was like all these fucking dope photos. You know what I mean? And it was like 2 rooms. One was all skate, and one was all like
no way.
Yeah,
musicians.
It was all like that. And,
wow,
dude, the photos are fucking phenomenal. He's got such a rad collection of photos. I wonder if he has all of them still, because like
sure he actually does probably because.
I want to get the Spike. If you fucking watch this,
he's probably listening to it.
For sure.
Spike. Yeah. No, I want a print of that, like a real print. I'll pay for it if you're down to like hook me up. Of Mark grabbing the board with the prosthetic hand. That photo is amazing, and I want it framed in my apartment with all the other goodies I have in there.
There you go.
So come on over sometime if you live up the street.
Yeah. Man, this is dude, thank you so much for this.
Yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
It's a one-off, man. It's an original.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know?
it's a crazy fucking thing. But,
hand cut by Omar.
Right.
You're not going to see the same one again, the same colors or anything.
What do you do to the nose?
I know.
Yeah, well...
Get a little aggression out.
Well, we'll find out, huh? We'll find out what he was doing with that thing.
He was slamming on that thing, too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So fucking dude, he takes heavy fucking slams.
It's breaking the pavement, huh?
It's funny, like, he has these wheel wells cut out, and you can see, like, the wheel marks are way the fuck over here.
Dude, listen, man, I cannot wait to see this new Supreme video.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what you do after the Supreme video. I'm a big fan, dude.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
Thank you
so much for coming by, dude. This has been amazing.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Try to get Alex, Dill, Tyshawn. Try to get anyone on any of those guys on.
Anybody,
Sean Pablo
please.
would be fucking amazing.
Seriously.
For the youth.
Yeah.
The youth want to see the youth.
And like I said, man, I think the trick behind me will look great in black and white. Just in case you do the new video in black and white, I think it'll look
great. Just give me that and I will put it in the corner in a small square.
Put it in the... Done.